My friends, we are here. Look at this gigantic ass mouse head on the screen. Hello, Kelmori.
Hey, Raichu.
Hey. All right, this is a serious talk, guys. So, in the past, I felt like, when I had like the episode with Chili Mex, right? Like, I didn't feel the need to do like an introduction, but like, Kel, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think you are probably the most underrated of our like classic people in our community, like the people that have been there since the beginning. Like, somehow you're still underrated for all you do and all you've done in the world of the Raichu. So, if you guys don't know Kelmori, he's our resident. Um, I don't know. What are you, Kel? Tell us. What are you?
Well, I'm an award-winning poet.
Yeah, he is. He is, guys.
No, underrated is kind of. I guess I'll take that.
You don't get enough credit. Like sometimes, I assume people should know who you are because you're an icon, and sometimes they're like, Kelmori, who's like someone. I think recently, like someone was like, Kelmori, who's that? And then I was like, what? You don't know Kelmori? And I realized like, okay, like that's valid. Like you don't have to know every person that's like ever been in my community, but like Kelmori.
Well, like people are gonna know Chili Mex because of
because I scream Chili Mex. But
also because it's just Chili Mex.
So. And you don't, but you don't have like, there's like people have their things, right? Like Chili Mex, we yell Chili Mex. Like Lee Otter, I start like, insulting British people. Like people have their things, right? But I don't know. Like you're just like you're just like a fixture. I mean, I don't know, Kelmori. This wasn't going to be like a place where I praise you the whole time, but like you are extremely worthy of praise for all of the good vibes you brought. And like people don't see it either, I guess, in the stream, but like you put a lot of work into doing events on the Discord. Like, I'm just gonna say it right now, Kelmori. I put you in running for Mod of the Year 2024. You've done a lot this year, so. I don't know. I hope you appreciate yourself like I appreciate you, and like the world appreciates you because you bring a lot of good vibes, and I don't know. I need to laugh more, so thanks for making me laugh a lot in a good way.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I could do it in the bad way too, though. That's fine.
I mean, yeah, I guess you just have to, I don't know, do something like, you trip and fall, or I don't know. What do people do to be funny in the bad way? You laugh at them, not with them. Well, I always laugh with you. No, I laugh
at
with
me,
you.
laugh with me. I just want laughs.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
You do a great job. So, Kel, before we get into the questions, I wanted to actually ask, like, so a lot of people that were there at the beginning, right? We've got like the people like Chili Mex, Leo, and Toshabi and stuff, like people that were already like close in my life, and they joined. It was easy for them to join because it was like, okay, well, we're Raichu's friend. He has no viewers, so we're gonna like watch. So do you want to tell people, because even I'm not, I assume, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I assume your story is, oh, I was bored and I clicked on the funny link and then I joined the stream and then the rest is history. But do you want to tell people your background? How did you become a part? Because yeah, for people who don't know, like Kel and I, we were like mutuals on Twitter. We didn't really talk per se other than like, hi, good morning on occasion. And I mean, he's been here since the very, very, very beginning when we had an average of like 2 viewers on a stream. So I'd love to hear your background, Kel.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of like that. Like I was bored, but like we became mutuals on Twitter, I think in like 2019.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or something.
Yep.
And yeah, I was saying good morning, y'all, like every morning at the time.
And you're doing it again.
I'm doing it again.
I see it every day. I love it.
That was my shtick. And yeah, at the time I wanted to stream a lot myself. I know a lot of people have like their like stories like that you inspired them to like, stream and stuff.
I'm pretty sure you streamed before I even streamed on Twitch, probably.
Yeah, I actually started streaming back in like 2016 because I wanted to stream League.
Did you stream on Twitch then, or?
Yeah, I was streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, because I mean,
I had a
go ahead.
Different account, I think.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really know what happened.
Because I started streaming like ever in like 2009, but like I didn't get on Twitch until like 2019. So I was like way behind. I was like ahead of the curve in streaming, but way behind the curve in Twitch.
Yeah. I had so I was a part of that whole thing because like I was back in the day, and like I would watch just a ton of people all the time.
Yeah.
And so like that was my like thing why I wanted to start streaming. So but then in like 2019 when we became mutuals, I saw that you also had a stream and I was like, I should just like check this guy out and see what's up.
Yeah.
But like I kept forgetting to do it. And then
Yeah.
like I eventually did it one day and your first stream and I wanted to remember what it was, so I put it as your like a note on Discord. The first stream that I watched of yours was you playing Biomenace.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Um,
I don't even know
yeah,
if
and it was
I
the
don't even
little.
know if I knew you were there at that one because like
I
that's
don't think you did.
that was like one of my first like big quote unquote series. Like before that, I'd just play like one-off stuff. Like, oh, I'll play Valorant or I'll play Overwatch or I'll play Fall Guys or something. That was like when I was like kind of getting into like, okay, I'll play like a real game and it'll take like multiple streams to do and stuff. And yeah, I give people credit. I'm like, oh, I remember having you came in during that and stuff. But I honestly, until today, I'm not sure I even knew you were there for Biomenace. So you're probably even like more of a classic viewer than I even thought, because I would have said later in the year 2020. So that's even earlier than I would have thought. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
you are, or I am, because I also don't think I followed right away either.
You're just a shy
Um,
little boy.
I just like showed up. I watched for a second. I think you had like 4, maybe 5
Yo,
people. I
I'm
can't remember.
slapping, baby. That was a big
Yeah,
viewership for me. I was bumping if I had that many.
yeah. So and I was like, okay, so this person's got like a pretty big presence on Twitter, but even he
Yeah,
doesn't have like that
yeah,
many
exactly.
viewers.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought. So I was like, all right, so like it's not too bad for me. Like I have like 2
Yep.
viewers like whenever I stream.
Yep.
And then yeah, like after a while, I think you actually talked to me on Twitter DMs at one point,
Oh, I wonder.
and
Time to
then
check my DMs.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like show up here again. I'll follow him and I'll just like try because you're legitimately your stream was the first one that I actually bothered like chatting it
Yeah.
because I never did that before.
Oh, and we
So
do have DMs. Whoa, I'm looking at our DMs.
yeah,
I guess I can
it's
say it because it's the podcast, Kel. Do you want to know what my first message was to you? You don't actually know what it is, do you?
no, what is it?
You posted art of your butt, and I said, very nice butt.
Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Wow, and now look where we are. I have no recollection of doing that. That is iconic. What a charming
Yeah,
guy I am.
always with that right quiz. Yeah. So then I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna start chatting, and I think part of it was you like actually interacting like
Yep.
with me, and then part of it too was like there were people in chat too. I would assume it's probably like Chili and Leo
Yep.
that actually like also interacted with me. So it was
Yep.
like, oh, okay, this isn't just like one of those things where like I'm gonna say something and then like no
Everyone's
one's
gonna
gonna
ignore
like
you. Yeah, it's like a click, like you can't join.
yeah. So then I was like, okay, cool. So then like I don't think I was like showing up to every stream, but like I periodically would like
Yeah.
become more and more frequent
Yep.
until like I don't even fucking know what happened. Just like people are just like, oh my god, he's so funny, and I was like, I don't know what I'm
The
doing.
legend Kelmori. Well, and I didn't know this, but you were one of the first people to join the Discord too, because I was looking recently, and like we had that Among Us night in late 2020, and I saw I know why, because I was looking at the pinned things because we pinned something in the Discord, and so I was looking all the way back, and then I was like, oh, I'm curious, like, so Leo was the first ever person to join my Discord. Fun fact. But then, like, you were probably within the first, like, 4. I think Chili Max was second, and I think you were 4th or something. So,
Yeah,
yeah, that
top
was
5,
very early. Top 5, baby. And
top
I
5.
think didn't you didn't have I don't think you had the founder badge, when you subscribe, and you didn't have it for a while, and then eventually I was able to clear out. They made it the thing so you could clear out people who were inactive, and then you were able to
Oh
get the
yeah,
founder's badge. Yeah, I was.
somebody fell off, and then I got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dude, that was such a
Yeah.
great feature because I felt so bad because there was people like you that were there from the beginning, and then like random ass Joe Schmo who joined the stream once in 2020 subscribed, and he's my founder now, and I'm like, can we give this to actual people who deserve it, please? And I guess Twitch listened because I got that feature.
Thank you, Twitch.
Yeah, thank you, Twitch from League of Legends. Love that guy.
Oh my god, do I?
Yeah, I know you do.
Mhm.
No, like, but yeah, it's that's interesting though because yeah, I honestly didn't even realize you were around that early, but like, I guess it's a cool thing for me to hear because I guess I never really realized that either. That like the people you know are regulars, probably Chili Leo, maybe Havoc or Alpha, whoever the OG people, Lux, like any of those people, like they like that's still something to this day that I hold a lot of like appreciation toward like our community is like we do have like a tight knit group, right? And like that's something other streamers like I didn't even realize it to the extent, but like I went to that VR chat like streamer meetup a few months ago, and everyone was like, "Wow, Raichu, in your stream, it's like all like VIPs and mods who are talking all the time. Like you have such a tight knit community." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we kind of do." But like I also think that like when someone new and you know Chili Mex and I talked about like game work is an example like when someone new joins the community and like starts like being a regular, starts being active, like coming to events and like chatting in our chat, like people are very quick to welcome them and like they're just part of the crew, you know? And like I don't know, do you think that sentiment still rings true?
I mean, I feel like because of like Game Orca and Otterly
Yep.
and like people like that, I think it's just evidence that it's true.
Yeah,
Like it
absolutely.
doesn't even matter because they feel like they've been here forever now.
Exactly, right? Like and there's no like oh I only talk to people who have been here for 5 years. I'm going to only talk to Chili Mex and Kel and Yasha and stuff, and it's like it's not like that. Literally someone who's been here for 3 months and makes a good presence can be like just as valued of a community member as someone who's been here 5 years. And I think that's really cool that like you don't have to it's not like, well, I'm new so I'm worthless. It's like you can be new and you can still make a good like impression it like as long as like you're have good vibes and you're having like positive like I don't know I don't know how to describe it other than like as long as you're enjoyable to be around like we're gonna accept you and like enjoy having you around so it's like it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good trait to have.
It is, yeah, you know
Just
you
enjoyable to be around.
yeah that's kind of that that's like the key to success in life. I think they call it charisma. I don't know, but yeah. Well, thank you for the background. I think I have some other backgroundish questions to ask, but I kind of like to break it up. So I'm going to go to some questions from our viewers here, and then like halfway through, maybe I'll pivot back and I'll ask you some questions about your history in the Raichu stream because I'm fascinated. I mean, I already learned things, so I'm loving it. I'm learning about Kelmori after 5 years. Finally, I could have asked this at any point, but you know I waited until now. So
Oh, I don't talk about myself ever. So
I know never. You're just so secret.
just
All
a
right.
little
So
guy.
we have our first question is from the famous Zaya top lane himself, Lang. And I think this is a great question. It says I'll preface it. It says in parentheses cuz we got a mouse in the house, favorite cheese. So, do you want to kick us off, Kel, with your thoughts on cheese and what cheeses you like?
I do unironically love cheese.
Me too.
And it
Yep.
has nothing to do with me being a mouse.
Yep. Cheese is
Or
great.
maybe it does. I don't know. But uh I always like default to saying that I love provolone.
Oh, provolone is very good. I feel like it's almost interestingly somehow it's become kind of an underrated cheese. I think, in my opinion, anyway. But
I feel like
it's a
because
great cheese
it's only really good. It's like really good when it's paired with
in
stuff.
certain scenarios. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the foods that I like to eat the most, it's like it slaps on those foods.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
provolone is sick.
It is
But
good.
like if I was just gonna eat like just the cheese, I might just eat it all because they're all just good.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, that's
so
well.
it just has to do with like what it's paired with, and I just like provolone. Just
Yeah.
paired with things.
Provolone's great. I love provolone. Yeah. I definitely love provolone. I love Parmesan, like a nice big old block of Parmesan. I talk about it. I think I've talked about it before. I'm a big cheddar guy, like aged cheddar, like nice cheddar is delicious. Um, I mean, yeah, it really does come down to pairings, like mozzarella on a like good mozzarella on a pizza. Delicious.
Oh,
Like
fresh
there's
mozzarella is great.
Oh, 100%. That's like one of the things I'm most looking forward to if I get to go to Italy. Chili Max, take me to get some good mozzarella.
Oh, yeah, I want to see how they grow it.
Yeah. I'll go out to the vineyards and check out the mozzarella farm for you. I'll let you
Yeah,
know. I'll let you know how it
I
goes.
want to know so bad.
We're gonna go check out some mozzarella trees, or are they bushes? I don't know. What is?
It's like where the wine bottles come out of.
Oh,
Probably.
okay. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, the wine bottles, right. Yeah. Absolutely. Here's whoa, this is an interesting question all right, question number 2. I I don't know if you can answer this. It says, if you were given a Raichu model, would you use it? Kel, if you had a Raichu VTuber model, would you use it?
A VTuber model?
Yeah, I mean, I assume that's what it means. Like, if you're given a Raichu model, would you use it? And I assume this person, IV Eugene 14, I assume they don't actually know that I have a Raichu model and used to use one for a long time. But I just think it's funny, so I want to know: would you, if you had a really nice, someone came into your DMs and they're like, "Hey, Kel, you don't know me, but I made you this Raichu VTuber model. Here you go. This is you as a Raichu. Would you use it on your stream? Would you try using it out? I mean, I assume you would at least try using it out, because you probably feel guilty that someone gave you like a free $1,000 model that they made you.
Okay. I have okay. Basically, I'm not gonna feel guilty.
Oh no!
If someone just wants to give me something. But yeah, like I would take it and I would be like, oh, let the defamation begin.
Kel's gonna defame Raichus. No. That'd be iconic. Imagine you could be a green Raichu. That would be lit. All right, artists, you heard it here first. If you guys want to make Kel a Raichu, have fun. But to answer your question, Eugene, if I was given a Raichu model, I mean, yeah, I'd use it. I would use it out of guilt, even if I didn't like it. But assuming I liked it, the only reason I don't use my current Raichu model is because I don't really, I don't want to say I don't like it, but I don't vibe with it like I do my dragon model. And when you're going to be spending every week hours and hours with a model, you should probably feel like, it's a part of you. It's like if you have a Sona in the furry fandom and you don't vibe with it, what's the point then? So that's how I feel about my old Raichu model. I don't really vibe with it. That's why I don't particularly use it on my stream. But if I got a brand new, spanking, fresh, hot, new Raichu model and it looked good, I'd probably use it a shitload. So hopefully that answers your question, Eugene. You got a bonus answer from Kelmori. He's definitely going to use it for purely wholesome and good reasons.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we've got something deep here, Kel. I think this question number 3 is a little bit deep. It's from Xylee the Foxy, and it's I think you're good at deep topics, so I'll talk about this as well. But the question says, how do you cope with missing your past days? So I assume that's, like, how do you deal with like being having fond memories of things in the past that maybe aren't part of your life anymore, or things that you miss or things like that. So go ahead.
Honestly, I guess I might not be the best person to answer this in like the way that they might want it to be answered, because I'm a very, well, you already know, I'm a very kind of person that doesn't really like care much for the past.
Yeah.
All too much. I'm not really affected by nostalgia or anything like that, or at least that's what I try to do, is I don't want to be affected by nostalgia.
Yep.
But like, if I ever get that, I don't think it's like bad to miss old days. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I think it only gets to a point to where like it's not good if you're just constantly wishing that you could go back.
Yeah, if you're too fixated on it. Yep.
Yeah, because there's always just something that makes you want to like return to something or whatever, and it's like, well, probably look at like what it is that you want to go back, because chances are you could probably do something to make things similar to it.
Yep.
Without completely like regressing, I guess.
Yep.
But for me personally, I think if I ever want to just like cope with the past, I guess I just like listen to songs that I really liked when I was like younger, and I don't know, that just kind of like makes me feel better.
Yeah, I think music is a great way. I definitely do the same. And yeah, I think, Xylee, I think my answer is going to be very, very similar to Kel's. I mean, we all we all have things in our past that that we miss, and things that, you know, things change, and like it's not even necessarily like a negative thing. Like sometimes it might be something negative, like oh, I, you know, went through a breakup, and so I'm like thinking about my past, you know, when I had a partner, blah blah blah, or something like that. But sometimes it's just like life. Like I think back to my teenage days when I would hang out with my friends like for hours and hours every day, and we would play games and stuff, and like a lot of those people I don't have contact with anymore. So like that's totally valid. There's no like to be honest, I would kind of be offended if like those same people never missed like being around me. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's very valid to care about those past, like the people that may have, like, you know, been in your past, and people that and the memories that you have tied to those things and stuff. So yeah, it's really valid to have those types of memories. But yeah, I guess like Kel said as well, you know, try not to dwell on it. And some days are easier than others. Sometimes you have something that sparks up a memory, and it makes you think of those past days, and you know, you might miss it. But I am one who tends to try to live in the moment, just like Kel is, and appreciate what you have around you, because you know, like it's very easy to say like right now, like you can get in the mindset of like right now things are shittier than they were 5 years ago or whatever. But it's important to think about the things that you didn't have in the past as well. Like 5 years ago, there's a lot of amazing people that I didn't know that now I have the privilege of knowing and hanging out with and enjoying time together. So like whatever time period you're looking at, you know, 10, 15 years ago, or 5 years in the future, whatever it may be, there's always going to be good things that you're going to have in your life that you didn't have before, and there's going to be things that you miss, and that's just a part of life. And I think fixating on the good things that you have in the present, and you know, people are inherently sometimes kind of negative, and it's easy to say like, oh well, I don't have many good things compared to the past, but we all have good things in our life. To some extent, we have good people around us, to some extent, um, and there's things that you can kind of look fondly upon in your present life that past you never had. Whatever that may be, whether it be, you know, maybe you didn't, maybe 5 years ago you had some things but you didn't stream, so now you can say, now I stream, I have this community, like it's really cool. So I think try to find those positive things. I think that's a good way to kind of not fret about the past as much. But like Kel said, you're always going to think about the past sometimes, and you're going to have fun memories. And I mean, I hope that it's better to have those fond memories and miss them than like, you know, if I only have like shitty memories from my past, you know what I mean? Like imagine if all you're thinking about all the time is like, damn, my past sucked. Like that's much worse than saying like, I had these nice things and I may not have them anymore. Or, you know, people in my life may have moved on or done whatever. But at least, you know, you have those memories, and and that's the kind of the beauty of living in the present and the future. It's like, you're going to be able to make more memories. Like I know for me, in those past days, like playing games with my friends and stuff all night, like at the time I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm making great memories. But now after those years, I can think of like what great memories they are. And so think of it like in the present, like you're going to be making memories that 5, 10 years from now, you're going to be thinking, damn, like 5, 10 years from now, I might not stream anymore. And I might think like, dang, that one day, like I had a podcast episode where I could just hang out with Kelmori and like talk about life. Like that was really cool. Like right now, I'm not thinking that. I'm just thinking like, oh, let's do the podcast. But like at some point, it's going to become a fond memory, and that's a good thing. So don't try not to dwell on it, but you know, try to enjoy and make new memories, I guess. How do you feel about all that, Kel?
Could be a fun memory. It could be awful.
Yeah, it could be horrible. Kel could just cuss me out. Yeah, we don't. To be fair, we don't know yet. We're early on. But did you have anything else that you wanted to add, Kel? I think we had a pretty similar thought there.
Yeah, what was the question like exactly?
It says, how do you cope with missing your past days?
Okay, missing your past days. Okay. Because I was going to say, like, as we were talking, you mentioned, like, oh, well, it'd be bad if you just, like, only thought about, like, bad stuff in your past. And I was like, oh, shit, were they just talking about, like, the past in general? So I was like, I just completely answered that wrong. But
no, I think it's more like, you know, it's and you know, I'm reading into this and I have a little bit of bias because I know like the people asking questions in this forum are people, everyone I pretty much have a good relationship with, so I know I'm reading into their questions based on how I am perceiving them to be asking, whereas you might not have that same benefit. But the way I read it is like, I miss things about my past. How do you deal with that? And
Yeah.
how do you deal with that? You think about those past things, but you also enjoy the present and the future as well. Is the way I deal with it anyway. And I think Kel somewhat agrees. Kel, yeah.
Yeah. I just had the thing about music,
Yep.
basically.
I love listening to music, and music is an amazing tool for that too, because it really, I don't know about for you, but like I can absolutely like transform back into like how I felt like the first time I heard that song, or like when I used to listen to that song all the time, and stuff like that. So music is a great tool for sure.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yep, yep. All right. Oh, we got a question from Otterly. Otterly sighting. Oh, this is a good question. You might like this one. All right. This is just for you. I'll answer it
Oh.
too, but it's really just for you. It says, Kel, as a certified frog lover, have you ever had a pet frog?
Um, can we define pet frog?
Yes, you own a frog in a terrarium or cage, whatever frogs live in, at your house.
Okay. Because I've caught maybe 10 million frogs, but I've never like actually, I guess, owned one,
Okay, that's fair.
like a pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, would you want to, or I don't know if you seem like a pet guy to me.
I I had a dog.
Mhm.
I think that was my only pet, other than, just like random shit when I was like a kid, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it died. Oh well.
Yeah.
Uh
Did you ever
so
have a rat or a mouse?
I again define no. I've never had a rat or mouse,
Okay,
no.
gotcha.
But I've definitely saved like a lot of mice before,
Oh,
because we had a place that I worked, like actually one of my first jobs. They had I think it was a rat, so a rat problem
yeah.
a little bit, and like I would just like get rid of the traps because I didn't want them to die.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, I
Wholesome.
actively made sure that we continued to have a rat problem. But
If Kelmori's
other
old boss is listening, he apologizes for his past transgressions.
yeah, other than that, no. Like these are because I already know that like rat and mice are not just like super simple
Right.
to have and take care of, and also they're social, so you need multiple.
Yeah.
And I've never been like, I guess, really in a position to just do that.
Yep.
Same with frogs. They're not like just super simple to take care of, especially the ones that you want.
Yeah.
Like you need everything. Like you need a lot of stuff to like properly like
Right.
take care of them. So I didn't want to do it, just like jump into it and be like one of those people that just like bought an animal and then didn't have like anything proper for it. So I've never owned frog, I've never owned a rat or mouse. I had a dog, and that's about it. But I would, I do definitely one day want to own. Well, this is like Cole and I actually. We want to own frogs. We want to own rats. We want birds.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Lizard. Like we just want a cornucopia of animals.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I've never owned a frog either. I talked about this. Someone was like freaking out. I don't remember where I even talked about this, but like
Nobody wants a possum.
our big pet when I was a kid was we had hermit crabs, and so I've had hermit crabs. They're kind of easy, thankfully. Um, but I mean, frogs are cool. I have wanted to own birds, but also birds live a long time, which is kind of intimidating. Well, I guess some birds do. Um, but birds
This
would be
bird's
cool.
living too long.
Yeah, they do be living too long.
Oh
They
man, this bird.
I had a hamster when I was a kid, but I also don't think I'm really cut out for those types of pets either, because the hamster bit me one time and then I didn't want to hold him anymore because he bit me and I don't want to be bit. So
Did
uh
you ever have one of those like class hamsters that you had to take care of?
we I think one year we had like a class pet of some sort and I wanted to take it home, but I never got to take it home. I think it was a guinea pig maybe.
Oh yeah.
But I never got to take it home, but I did. I was like very, and maybe I don't know how that worked when you're a kid. Like maybe like the parent had to like put you on a list, and my parents weren't big on pets, so I have a feeling like if there was an option where the parent could like opt out, my mom probably just said like, "Nah, you ain't on that list. We ain't taking care of that crap. You're off the list." Like it's like Jericho, but the opposite. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, we have to make wrestling references that no one else understands. We just
Yeah,
have
true.
to, as we do often. But yeah. So I had a hamster. I had fish sometimes because fish are very easy. Um, and I had a dog when I was a kid, and I have a dog right now. But I don't know. Yeah, as for me anyway, I want to um travel and do more things like that. So I guess for me, I don't want a bunch of pets because that just makes it more difficult to do things. Uh, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm happy with just Jax, and I think if I think this is like a negative thing, but like once Jax passes, it'll probably be like a few years before I think about having another pet. Like you got to make sure you're fully invested in having any kind of pet, and that you're like
Yeah.
ready to settle, quote unquote, settle down. Because even like a even like a casual pet, like some, I mean, I don't know if a frog. I guess frog is not really a casual pet, but like something that's not like a dog or a cat, right? That you can just like that doesn't have the same level of human emotions like a dog or a cat has. Like even those, you don't want to just like leave them with other people all the time. Like and be like, all right, I'm out. Like here, take care of my frog for me, and like for weeks at a time, all the time. Like you gotta be ready. So I think
Yeah.
frogs are cool though. I do like frogs, and I like. I guess for me, right? Like the thing is, like in near me, there's a big reptile show in Vegas, and I know frogs aren't reptiles, but like they do have frogs there. It's called a reptile show, but they have frogs too. But like I like going and like looking at the lizards and like snakes and like frogs and like all those things. I don't really have much interest in actually owning one, but I think they're cool. My dad actually had a bearded dragon for a while, and I think those are cool pets. But I don't have interest in owning them. But I do like going to look, and I think reptiles are really freaking cool. And again, I know frogs aren't reptiles, but I will say I think reptiles and amphibians are very cool. But
Thank you.
I don't have much of a I guess I don't have much of a desire to own one, but I do think they're cool. And like I've had friends who have had like what are those I think they're called crested geckos or some kind of gecko. Like I think they're super cool, but I don't have much interest in having one. But they are really cool, and I will happily go look at them and then not have one.
Is that like the Geico gecko?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Yeah, actually. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way about snakes. Like, I think snakes are super cool, but I don't think I'd ever want to own one.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yep. You know what a cool animal is? Like, and these are really hard to take care of from what I've heard, and so I have even less of an interest. But chameleons are really freaking cool. So I will definitely never own one, but they're freaking cool, and they move all slow. They're like moving in slow motion, and it's crazy, crazy. All right, well, I think we
yeah.
answered your question, Otterly. Neither of us owned a pet frog, but Kel maybe will own a frog someday. Kel, what kind of time frame are you looking at for that? Like next 5 years, you might be a frog owner.
I don't have a clue because I
Okay.
feel like anytime I say, yeah, probably
Yeah,
in the next
and
5
then
years.
and then life throws a curveball. Well, Otterly,
Yeah.
someday Kel will own a frog, perhaps, and I'm sure he'll post pictures in the Discord. And assuming you're a part of our lovely
Oh,
community
I will.
still, you'll see them, and then we'll probably, by that time we might be on like podcast episode like 257, and we'll be like, dang, remember in episode. I don't know what episode we're on, 8 or something. Remember in episode 8 when we talked about you having a frog, and then Kel will have a frog. That's
Yeah.
really
Episode 2.
beautiful.
Remember when we used to talk over Discord? Like,
Now we've got the telecommunication fucking headset we put on and like telepathically communicate.
oh my God. Yeah.
I love it. That's a funny aside, but don't you love when you watch those shows like from the 90s and 2000s where they had like this idea of like, oh, in 2020, we're going to have all this crazy technology, and it's like not anything we have whatsoever.
It's like it also, and anything that does exist, like looks way different. Because like in their minds back then, like what futuristic tech looked like was just these like big blocky like silver things.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like I watched some, I don't even remember what it was. There was some sitcom on TV, and it was like an old sitcom, and like they had like they were like doing like a quote, like a silly like, like imagine this is our future, and then they had like a jetpack, and I'm like, we don't have no freaking jetpacks. Like I want a freaking jetpack, dude. Imagine you could just go to the store in your little jetpack. Like I wish.
I would do that all the time. What also what is with everyone's like in futuristic settings? What is with people's like obsession with flying cars?
I don't think people just want like the idea of flying, dude, because flying is cool. Like everyone just
I
wants to
mean,
be able to fly.
it's fine, but like I don't think I've ever seen like a piece of media that did like flying cars like in a way that made me believe that they would exist
Yeah,
without
right.
people like
People are
crashing
just
into each
yeah,
other.
people are just going crazy. Imagine if
Yeah,
that's how airplanes worked, and every airline was just like, "All right, YOLO, we're just like this is not regulated. We're just flying where we want."
you just look up and it's like fireworks
That
constantly.
would be sick, dude. All right, so this is not a real question. This I read this at first, like I guess it's just like because it's my podcast, right? Like I read this and I was really confused because I thought they were talking to me. So the first 6 words are not a question, just your fiance, and so I was like, wait, I have a fiance? Like, wait, hold on, and then I was just like really confused. This question is directed to you, Kel. It says, not a question, just your fiance being doting. Love you, moi moi, stay adorable and small. Don't tell them about the wasps. They could be watching. Okay, bye. Oh, it sounds like a story to tell us about wasps. I hate wasps. I'm scared as shit of those.
Um,
Is there
okay, I'm
wasps
gonna
in your
assume that's
house?
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
uh,
I mean, I
uh,
assume. Or your secret admirer, one or the other.
I think probably we should move on because I don't, I can't talk about the
Oh
wasp.
no, the wasps. Well, uh, do you want to I mean, how long have you and Cole been together now? Do you want to give some background on the amazing Kelmori? I mean, I feel like
Oh yeah.
he's another person. I mean, he's been around not since the very beginning, but he's been around a long time now, and few people know him. So I call him Kelmori, guys. His name is Cole, and what's his Twitch name? A wild kobold? Is that what it is?
He's a weary
A
kobold.
weary kobold. Sorry, I'm a dumb
Yeah.
idiot. Yeah,
Although it's mainly a weary lizard
right.
now.
Yeah. So,
But
so just to give everyone background, because you might have heard me say it before, I call him Kelmori because his name is Cole and it's Kelmori, so I affectionately call him Kelmori. So there's your background in case anyone's ever heard that and wondered who the f is Kelmori. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, actually in how much more time? Let's see.
He's
Oh, in
doing
two
math.
weeks exactly.
Whoa,
2 weeks exactly. It'll be 7 years since we've been together.
wow.
Um, so it's been yeah, it's been a long time.
So when you started out on the Raichu stream, you guys were just like not newly together, but like pretty new, and now 7 years. Wow,
Yeah, it's been a long time.
that's
A
cool.
lot of like any relationship, a lot of ups and downs,
Yep,
twists and turns.
yep.
Um, whatever else happens in relationships, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You eat Taco Bell together. You watch the Raichu stream. You go to Furry Weekend Atlanta. That was your first con, right? Last year.
Yep, it was
Yeah,
my
yeah.
first con, definitely.
Well, how about Cole?
It was his first con too. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
he might say something different, but like I wouldn't really.
All right, I'll ignore him. Good to
It was
know.
our first one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. It seems like a fun con. Hopefully, I can go someday. Someday.
It
So,
was fun.
how did you guys drive? Sorry, I'm trying to think of my southern geography. Is that something you drove to, or a very short flight, or?
That's something. Yeah, we drove to
Okay.
because where I live at the very like as South Tennessee as you can get.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I'm like 10, 15 minutes away from the Georgia border.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So
Cool.
yeah, so it's only like it's not even a 2 hour drive really. It's like maybe an hour 45-minute drive to Atlanta.
Yeah, that's convenient.
Yeah, so it's not that bad. Uh, if traffic is okay, which it never is. So
I mean, yeah.
you know,
Yep. Trust me, I know all about that traffic. I mean, you lived in California, so you know about that traffic too. And that's when I think of traffic. That's what
yeah.
I.
I love San Diego. Yeah, I could
Delicious.
not get enough of San Diego. Yum yum yum.
Yum. Oh, we got a.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a good question coming up. Sorry, I got a little distracted because I jumped ahead, but. Yeah, no, I'm happy though. I always and Cole, I know you don't. It's interesting, right? Because like, I mean, for lack of a better way to say it, I've been like, I've been the less famous one in the relationship before, and Kelmori is kind of famous. So just so you know, Cole, we appreciate you. I'm always happy when you come around and when you hang out with us, or when you joined our call the other week when we were all being little stupid ass gremlins. It's always great to have you around, and I'm glad that Kel has someone there for him to keep his spirits high, so that he can keep our spirits high.
Yeah,
Uh,
I need to try to get him to join some event at some point
well,
so he
I
can
mean,
hang
it
out.
was kind of an event. It wasn't a formal event. The one he joined, it was an all of us go on our webcams and be dumb idiots event.
Yeah.
That was a great night, though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, but yeah, we should, just as a side note, we should try to plan maybe something closer to the end of the year, especially since you can't come to the thing next week now. So maybe we can figure out a time to do something like one last grand hurrah
Yeah.
before the year ends.
I'm so sorry, Otterly. I wish I could be there. I might still just make that slideshow,
Oh,
and
yeah, you have to do it because I
I'll
don't
just
worry.
make the slideshow and I'll give it to you, and you
Yeah,
can
I
do
can
it.
present it for you. It'll honestly it'll be, and I'll record my presenting it so that you can see how good I did of presenting your slideshow. It'll be great.
Okay.
That'll be awesome. All right, looking forward to it. But yeah, thanks Cole for being around so long too, because you don't get the same appreciation your beautiful fiance here does. But we appreciate. I mean, I don't know about we, but I mean, yeah, Kel is one of the we's that appreciate you. I don't know
I
about I don't know about the other, like I can't speak for everyone in the community if they even know who the heck you are, but I do, and I always appreciate when you're there. Like when I was watching. So yesterday I had. As you know, I had no internet, so I was like, like when you have no internet and you have to figure out something to do that doesn't require internet. So I had my fucking subathon downloaded, so I was like, oh, I can watch this. And then I was watching it, and then remember Cole redeemed the freaking full baseball game, and I was like, oh God,
Oh
no.
yeah.
He was like, what's this funny button do? Because he has a lot of points, because he's been around a hot minute.
Yeah, he's been in a lot, like pretty much most of your streams.
Oh yeah,
He's
100%.
just lurking.
Yep, he's chilling.
Um, but yeah, there's been a few people in the community that's gotten the privilege to actually like hang out with Cole a bit. I know
Lord
like the
Billinor?
people that come out, yeah, Lord Millinor, Chili Mex come to mind. Um, some of the people that cross over and like hung out with,
Right,
I don't even
in
want to
your
say my
server.
community. It's just my
Yeah, your
friends.
friends,
Yeah,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, my friends. So like, yeah, I've done that.
Yep.
I honestly wonder, like, because I don't know if I like give off like married vibes to anybody. Because I wonder like if people don't even realize that I'm like engaged to somebody.
To be honest, I'm not sure, and I don't even know if does it say it on your. I'll be honest. Most of the time, I go by a Twitter profile, and if it doesn't say anything, I assume they're not. Yeah, see, it doesn't say it on your Twitter profile, so I would probably assume that you weren't. If you
Yeah, it does.
on Kelmori Boy, it doesn't. Does it say it on Spicy Warning? Ooh.
Oh, it does not say it on Kilmore,
Oh,
but you're
okay.
right. It does
Okay,
say
it
it on
does
the
say it there.
spicy.
Okay, right.
I,
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, yeah. I got it on the spicy one because like that's just where I'm popular.
Yeah, you're a popular guy.
Yeah, popular.
I mean, our first message was me saying "nice butt." That's
Yeah, see,
iconic.
this is how it has to go. This is my account.
So, just so everyone, someday you might see someone and tell them "nice butt" on Twitter, and then they might become like a staple in your community and your friend for many years. So you never know. You never know. Give it a shot. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. You have young energy, gremlin, young guy energy. Young. I mean, I don't know about young single guy. That's the energy I would describe, but like a young, carefree kind of dude. So I think, yeah, it would be easy to assume you were single if they didn't know. Um, yeah, I guess.
Well,
I
I
mean,
guess this
honestly,
is
you guys are one of the. I feel like a lot of people in our community are single, so I feel like you guys are kind of like one of the. I mean, Lux and Floose, right? Obviously, like the quintessential couple because they formed through our community. For those of you who are
yeah.
newer and don't know, like our mod Floose met his. I think they're not married; they are engaged. He met his fiance Lux, who is another old school Raichu stream member, through our community. So like I kind of consider them the quintessential. Raichu stream couple, but like you and Cole are right there as far as like veterans, and for the most part, a lot like most of our other old school people are either single or only one of them watches our stream regularly. So you guys are kind of you guys are you're a powerful couple in the Raichu community, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Very
Well,
powerful.
hey, sorry to all those. Just sorry for breaking so many people's hearts. I know that I'm
You guys can't date Kel. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
so
But you
sorry.
know what? He'll
So
make you. He'll make you laugh for free. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be dating him for him to give you some bring ting. How do you make that? Can you make that noise of the poem for me, real quick? By the way.
Yeah, just keep talking real quick.
Okay. Hello, Kelmori. How you doing? Nice to see you today. I hope you're. He did it. He did it. Yes.
That was me.
That's
made
the noise. Yes. Perfect. All right. I don't know. I guess I don't know how you would type that out. I don't know if the way you typed it is how I would type out that sound, but I don't have a better way to do it. I'm unsure, I guess. But anyway.
Yeah, I was like phonetic. What is it called? Phonetic.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the right word. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a phonetic major. Me not knowing how to say the word in front of.
It checks out. Yeah. All right. Well, we have a very a good question. I actually really like this question. We've got a good heavy, and I find it kind of interesting that Otterly's questions got sandwiched because Otterly had a question, and then Cole's question came in. So like Cole must have asked at the exact right moment, like Otterly hit send on the first question before he hit send on this one. So I don't know. Usually I see the people's questions in order, so that's interesting. But anyway, this is a question from Otterly, and as always, he's making an astute observation. It says, Kelmori seems to play a lot of newer games, and Raichu has a large collection of older games. So, Kelmori, what is the oldest game you've played? And Raichu, what is the newest release game that you played? Go by release date. So I do want to say, I don't think Kel is really exclusive. I mean, I could see how that vibe's given off, but I think Kel likes a lot of older games. I mean, I know he likes Chrono Trigger. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what was your first console, Kel? Remind us.
See, I'm always confused how to answer this. Is it like one that
I would say that you
got?
owned. Yeah, I would say that you owned, or that you had in your household, or maybe your parents had, but you played. You know what I mean? But I would say the first one that you had in your household that you had access to, not like because like my first would be an NES, but like that was like my cousins and they lived in another state, so I would like occasionally touch it, but I don't really say that's my first console because I would just like rarely get to mess
Okay.
with it.
Well, then I'll say like the first console that I like that was like in the house that I played was a Super Nintendo
Okay.
because it was my brother's.
Yeah.
But like, I played on it or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But one that like was I guess mine that I played was a Game Boy Color.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah. And then so a lot of the games that I would consider my favorites are like in that
Yeah. Mid
era.
90s ish. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can like I remember distinctly actually the very first game I played, which was Super Mario Kart,
Oh, okay.
and I only knew how to turn left. So that was like a thing that I remember is playing that game and just like yeah, just only going left and just crashing into walls or whatever. And then I remember my cousin got the Japanese version of Pokemon Red,
Oh, wow.
like before it. I don't even know how he got it, but he just had it. And like, so I remember playing Pokemon on my Game Boy, like before it was released in the US.
But you couldn't read anything, right? I mean,
Well, no, but I couldn't read anything anyway, so it didn't
oh,
matter.
okay, valid. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, this is cool. There's just things happening on my screen. Like, yeah, and I liked it. And I think the earliest times of me playing like basically RPGs, JRPGs was like what I guess made my interest in gaming
Yep.
because like that's what I gravitate to the most is RPGs. I guess it doesn't really like resonate nowadays if people think I'm just playing new games, but yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just a matter of like, I don't know. I guess it's just you don't. Even I mean, I know because we simp over Chrono Trigger, so I know that you have an interest in older games. But like, I guess it's understandable. I don't. I mean, I don't know. You don't necessarily. I mean, you have streamed Paper Mario: 1,000 Year Door, but you're not like Raichu busting out like Alone in the Dark or some shit like that. So I guess
Yeah,
it's
which
a little.
I love Paper 1,000 Year
Oh,
Door.
I love 1,000 Year
Absolutely
Door.
love it. It's just I guess it is one of those things where it's like I don't like getting like hooked and attached to nostalgia, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
So I always enjoy trying to play new stuff
Yep.
because like I think things are good now too. Like,
Oh,
I don't
100%.
know. I don't understand people that say like, "Oh, things were way better in the past," or people are like, "Oh, games are just so much better now." I'm like,
I
it's just like if you drop Chrono Trigger to a kid today, like they probably won't like it because they're used to what games are like
yeah.
now. So it's like it's just a difference of like what you're just exposed to and what you're used to.
Expectations, yeah.
Yeah, so and that's why it's just not I want a Chrono Trigger remake or a remaster or just something so badly, and not because I think it'll be better, but just because I know it'll resonate better with
Yeah.
people like the kids today, and then they'll get to play the game that I think is great,
Yep.
and they'll actually get to appreciate it instead
100%.
of just being like, I don't fucking know what's going on with these pixels,
Yeah,
how like 6-year-olds talk. So
exactly.
like, yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, I relate to that because I mean, I say as you know, I mean, I have to assume you and everyone knows because it's a pretty big release. But like my favorite game of all time, Super Mario RPG, got a remake last year, finally after like 25 whatever years. Well, you like no, you love Super Mario RPG. You're a big Malo guy, so
I do.
um,
All is best.
so like yeah, like for me that was like the excitement. Like so many people got to play it for the first time, and it was so cool for me because I'm obsessed with that game and I think it's a masterpiece. And people liked playing the remake and like enjoyed it, like people who have played the game before and people who have never played the game before. So yeah, I mean that's where I'm at with Chrono Trigger as well. Do I need another Chrono Trigger game? No, I'm happy playing the like the Steam version of Chrono Trigger is like perfect. Like it's the definitive version in my opinion. So I could sit on my little chair and play it on Steam any day I wanted and be so happy. But I think a remake would be cool for the reasons Kel said, and getting new people to experience it. I mean, honestly, that's kind of why I think having like an Alone in the Dark trilogy HD would be sick as hell. But that's just
That
my
might get
my
me to
bias.
play it, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So
because
like,
my ass would not be playing that game.
understandably so, they're rough. I remember the first time, and it's funny that you talk about that, right? Because I remember the first time Chili Max played Alone in the Dark 1 and on his stream. I don't know if you were there for that. You might have been. But like I was like hyping it up, right? And as soon as he started that game, he was like, "What the F are these controls? How the F do I do anything?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I learned how to do these like 30 years ago, and now they're brutal, but like I understand, like I know them well, so they're fine. But yeah, they are kind of brutal. I guess that's valid. Like yeah, like you haven't played them, but to attack. So I don't know like how you would anticipate, like how like Alone in the Dark one, you have like the punches and the kicks and the headbutts and stuff. So the
Yeah,
way you do that is you hold spacebar and then you push one of the arrows in whatever direction. And like right is punch, and then like up is headbutt, and like down is kick. So you hold space and then you hold one of those keys. So it's not very intuitive. Like when I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, no other game has something like that. Like that doesn't make any sense. But like,
yeah,
yeah.
wait, what? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So there's a
That's
little
so
there's a little
ass.
spoil for you. Spoiler if you ever play the game. Yeah, it's rough. But like we're conditioned because we played it like the same thing like you were saying about like kids these days. Like if a kid played Alone in the Dark 1 right now, they would be like, "What the F is this?" Like games are like very easy. You push one button to attack. You don't hold spacebar and then push a random ass arrow key. Like it's funny because sometimes I complain when I play games on stream. I'm sure you hear it. Like sometimes I'll be like, "What the hell? Like how do you attack? Like what's the key for this?" And then I like act like offended. Like why is it X? But like Alone in the Dark is literally hold space and push an arrow key. Like that's pretty fucking jank,
Oh,
brother.
you're conditioned to be like, what? I don't have to write an algorithm to attack. This is weird.
Like so. I mean, I have to assume based on what you're saying. I mean, I don't know. Is there any other Super Nintendo or Game Boy Color games that come to mind? Because I looked it up. So Super Mario Kart came out in 1992. So that might be the earliest game. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you've played like the original Mario or something at some point, like that technically was before that. But um, I guess Super Mario Kart is kind of maybe the earliest. I don't know. Anything else come to mind?
Um, like I mean, I've played like super old stuff,
Yeah.
like arcade stuff,
Right. Yeah.
like whatever. But I don't know if I'd count that.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't really play. Bye. Sorry, someone's leaving.
No, you're good.
I didn't really play like Nintendo NES games.
Right.
Oh, well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there was this time that me and like a couple of my classmates in high school were like super obsessed with playing like emulator games, and we got like really, really, really into Mother, like the very
Oh,
first
cool.
one.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and he was super. I had a friend who was like Omega obsessed with it. I preferred Earthbound.
Yeah, Mother
I thought
1 is a cool game, but it is very, I mean, it's clear that they mastered the formula for Earthbound versus
yeah,
Mother 1, which is it's a cool game, like don't get me wrong, but I definitely think I don't know if you've ever played Mother 3, but like I definitely think Mother 1 is the worst in the series. It is a cool game, but it is kind of jank to play.
yeah, and I have played Mother 3. I don't remember it very well because I played it a while ago, like
Yeah.
when that first mod came out
Oh
for
yeah.
it.
Right.
Because they never localized it, and I don't think they ever
Yep.
will.
Nope.
Uh, so yeah, Mother 3 was cool. Earthbound was probably one of my favorite games.
Yeah, great game.
Um, and then yeah, Mother 1 was just it was just like a fun like what is this?
Yeah, you're like this is jank. It's
What is
very
Ness's name? His name was like Ninten.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, I
His name
remember.
was in Ness.
So I don't know if you knew this, but like they released it on because I don't know if you play Nintendo consoles all that much these days, but they released it like I don't know a few years back on either the Wii U or the Switch. I don't even remember which, but like they released it. And that's when I played it for the first time, and I was like, wow, like I can appreciate where this came from, but this is pretty jank. I think it was a Wii U actually.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I didn't play it on there. It was like literally the last time I played it is in intro to career class while I was in high school on an
Amazing.
emulator. Yeah.
I mean that is kind of cool though. Like I like you did play that probably before like 99.9% of Americans ever played it. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's definitely evident, you know, those games where like I mean there's examples in movies too where like the first one was kind of like I mean the classic example everyone says like Terminator 2 is like a good movie compared to like the first one and stuff like that. So like I think Mother is a great example of a game where they definitely mastered the formula for the second one or the Super Nintendo was just so damn good that like what their vision could only come to light when you know, they had the power of the Super Nintendo, I guess, I don't know.
I mean, the NES was pretty limited.
Yeah,
I feel
mhm.
like the Super Nintendo was like a huge like upgrade.
Like, let's be real, doing a good RPG on the NES is I don't wanna say impossible, but, like, it's pretty I mean, like, they had the original Final Fantasy on the NES, which I guess is, like was probably, like, one of the best RPGs on the system, but, like, it's still pretty jank too, and I don't know what Final Fantasy games have you played in your life, Kel?
I have played, so I haven't played, well, I did play the original Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
um, but like maybe for like 10 minutes. So I was like,
Mhm.
God, this sucks.
Yeah.
Um, but I did play like the remake on the Game Boy Advance, 1 and
Oh, yeah,
2.
mhm, yep.
So I played that. I haven't played 3, I don't think, because I never got it. I think it came out on the DS.
Yep, it did.
Yeah. Played 4, obviously. 4 was one of my favorites until I played 6.
Mhm.
Then 6 was like my favorite.
Yep.
I think I played 5 on like some anthology on the
Yep,
PlayStation.
it was on the PlayStation, there was an anthology, 5 and
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't really get into 5 though. I didn't really care for it.
Mhm.
6 was like awesome.
Yep.
7 I did play. Didn't really care for it either.
Yeah, I'm not a
And
huge
then
fan.
yeah, I was surprised like way after the fact to find out like 7 was like huge.
Yeah,
Like people love 7. I was like, "Oh, really?"
yeah.
I was like, "I guess it's kind of cool." I mean, fucking
Yeah, it felt mid to me when I played it, because I had a friend who was really into it, like, when it came out, and I was remember being like, "This is, like it's okay," but, like, I just remember at the time, like, "Oh, this is an RPG," like, I don't know, I think Chrono Trigger is, like, more fun, like, if I'm gonna play, like, a game like this, I'd rather just play Chrono Trigger, but, like
yeah, I was like, "All right, that's cool, I guess.
yeah.
Whatever. This twink can carry this giant sword. Cool,
Yeah,
whatever." Uh,
but he's not a hot
8
frog.
yeah, he's not a fraud. What the fuck? And
Yeah.
then 8 I don't remember 8 at all. I know I played it, but I don't remember it at all.
Some game came with, like, a demo, and I'm trying to think of what game. But in on the I think it might no, maybe it wasn't. I don't think it was Brave Fencer Musashi, but some game on the you know what? Cal, hold that thought. I'm gonna look on my shelf because I'm curious. But some game on the PlayStation 1 came with like a Final Fantasy 8 demo, and that's the first time I played it, and I was like, "What the hell is this? This is weird." Hold on, I'm gonna check.
All right, he's checking chat. Uh, how you doing, chat? Is everyone good? Have you been hydrating? Have you been watering your pores? You should probably do that. Make sure you do that while you're sitting here listening to podcasts. Make sure you get up and just go splash yourself in a little fountain. It'll feel real nice. Make sure you don't get mama bird though. That might be a little much. So just come back inside. Then you can eat some bread.
Perfect, Kel. I was cracking the hell up on the thing. So I was right. So I'm looking at my Brave Fencer Musashi, and it says includes Final Fantasy 8 playable demo CD. So this is the first time that I played Final Fantasy 8 because I got Brave Fencer Musashi, which you saw me stream. Did you ever play that game before or no?
No.
Okay,
This is my first time hearing of it.
Well, yeah, when I streamed it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it's a cool game, but yeah, that was my experience when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, Final Fantasy 8 demo, like let's try that out. And like the Final Fantasies I had played were like 5, 6, 4, like the pixely ones, and then Final Fantasy 8's like, whoa, we're so realistic and cool graphics and stuff. And I was like, huh, this is interesting. So yeah, I never really I played the demo CD and then I didn't really like it that much. So then I just said, screw this, I'm gonna go play games I like instead. So yeah, anyway, so your experience with 8 is you touched it a little bit, but not all that much.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember like running around and then getting killed by like a dinosaur. I did get 9 on the Switch.
I love Final Fantasy 9. Great game.
I started playing it. I'm going through it very slowly.
Yeah.
But I'm
It's a big
gonna
game.
play it. 10 is also one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I when I asked you that question, I thought of, and then I realized like we were on the King Panda stream where you were just like going crazy over everything for Final Fantasy 10.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
would glaze
makes a lot of
Final
sense.
Fantasy 10 forever.
Yep.
I don't know it as like in depth as like King Panda does, because it's like the same thing with like Kingdom Hearts. Like I love Kingdom Hearts, but I don't have like that in-depth knowledge of things.
That's kind of where I'm at, and I don't know if that's how your brain works too, but like my brain, and I always talk about this on stream because people will be like, you played this game like 30 times, you say, but like you don't remember like this like obscure thing about it or something. And I'm just like, yeah, my brain doesn't remember things about games. Like some people, like they could play like a couple times through a game and they're like a master of everything and they're just like remember everything. And I'm just like, I don't know, my brain doesn't do that very goodly.
Yeah, I don't, unless I have spent a like gross amount of time on something, which there's only
Destiny.
Yeah. My 5,000 hours. I'm not gonna know it like inside and out like that.
Yeah.
My only things are like will be like I guess surface level stuff you could say, like people that the one thing that will always get me heated about Final Fantasy X is when people bring up like if people are talking about bad voice acting and then they bring up the Titus laugh,
Don't shit on James Arnold Taylor. He's a legend.
Well, yeah, and I'm like, you're getting that scene out of context.
Yeah.
Because literally 5 seconds later, both Yuna and Titus laugh normally.
Yeah.
And like it's a good laugh.
Right.
It's just like it's a part of the like it's what they're doing. They're laughing bad on purpose.
Exactly.
But it gets brought up in the way that like, oh my god, this is such a cringe laugh. Like the acting is so bad. And I'm like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, I want you out of my life forever.
Yeah, people just like to like shit on things. Like a lot like so many Kingdom Hearts fans like say too like, oh, people shit on like that voice acting or like whatever it may be from it, and like I don't know, people just like to be they like to be edgy and stuff. But as you know,
yeah. But I mean, not to say that like these games don't have cringe.
Oh yeah,
in it or whatever. Like early in Final Fantasy X, like someone says something to Titus. I think it's when he's in the very first temple or whatever, and the like dude is like, "Hey, don't go in there," and he just like immediately snaps and says, "Like I care," and just runs in. It just sounds so like out of place. But yeah, like I don't know. It's just one of those things. which is annoying.
But it's the way you kind of like think about something like that, and it's like you could be a dick and just be like, that makes the game shitty, or you can laugh and be like, okay, like no game is perfect, no movie is perfect, like nothing is perfect, so of course it's gonna have something that seems a little, a little weird or a little out of place or something, and like you can appreciate like the imperfections, like yeah, that was like, like maybe if they, and I'm sure like the same, like whoever made the game, like the people who made the game feel the same way. I'm sure like they watch it and they're like, damn, like I would have definitely not done that if I, was making the game again or something. So it's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
people think like I'm very intelligent by insulting the game, like everyone else didn't see the same thing. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
a
so
certified.
insightful.
I love hating on things. Like that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things to do, but
I
I
don't know.
won't unjustifiably hate on something.
Exactly. You don't have to, you can just like something. Like it's allowed, guys. It is permitted. And I think that's a good message, because I see a lot of like younger people especially who are like scared to like things, and it's okay to just like something even if like other people think it's stupid or like, whatever it may be. It's okay. Like you should feel free to like something, and like even if other people are shitting on it or whatever, like if you like something, like go ahead and like it. Like that's very valid. So just enjoy what you want to enjoy, right, Kel?
Yeah, that's like that one picture that's just like, we're all cringe, bitch. Just get some hobbies.
Exactly, exactly. All right, so I have to answer. I have to answer my part of the question. So we're gonna go with. Or I think we're gonna. Are we gonna lock that answer in? Super Mario Kart as
I
your.
think, yeah, might as well. That's
All
the
right.
oldest probably.
Yeah, I mean 1992. I didn't even realize it was that early. So that's pretty cool. But good game. I don't know. I think Mario Kart is cool, but I also played it as a youngin, and I didn't do very goodly at it. And I, even as an adult, like there's these people who are like absolute gods at Mario Kart, and they do things, and I'm just like, bro, I just hold the A button and I just drive, and then sometimes I shoot a funny shell at people, but like, I don't know all this tech. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm just a
So
basic bitch.
where are you at on the new games?
I mean, I don't know. I've played them a little bit, but again, I play it so casually. It's kind of the same thing as like Smash. Like I've played every Smash, I've played every Mario Kart, and a lot of people seem to have their identities tied to being like very serious at those games. I'm very unserious at those games, so I don't know if I can appreciate them on the same level. I mean, like they look nice, like graphically, and there's a lot of stuff. Um, but I don't know if I need all that. Like, I don't know. I guess it's like nostalgia, but like, I don't know. I'm just fine playing. Like, for me, like the amount of enjoyment I got from Mario Kart peaked at like Mario Kart 64. And I know that like that's not obviously like that's not the best entry in the series. Like, it doesn't have a whole lot compared to like the newer games and stuff. But like, that's all I needed for like a kart racing game. Like, I don't need all that other stuff. So it was enough for me. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I play them all casually, and I think it's cool that people really like playing them like competitively and like super seriously. And there's all this like tech, and there's all these different carts you can do, and like you can optimize your strategies. Like that's cool. It's not my thing. I will never play that or Smash like super seriously. Like those kind of games, I can only play them in a silly casual way. So unfortunately, it does disqualify me from playing those games, because I remember like I used to like I would play those games with people who are those serious type of people, and then I just get like absolutely destroyed. It would be like me playing Lux against someone who's never played League, or like played like 5 games of League in their life. It's not gonna be fun for either of us. We're just gonna like, I mean, maybe it'll be fun for me when I'm like 25-0, but like it's really not that fun, right? It's just kind of like, okay, I crushed someone who's doesn't play this game like I do, So it's like, I don't know. I think that's a good analogy, because like, yeah, like I'm good at certain games that I take seriously, but those games for me will always be, I guess, just because that's how I kind of grew up playing them, was like in a fun, carefree type way. Um so I don't know. How about you? Do you play the newer, do you play Smash, Mario
Well,
Kart, those newer games?
I mean, I feel like you're never gonna get anyone to agree on like which one's better, anyways.
Yeah.
Because you have like in like Smash, you have like people who are like, oh yeah, Ultimate's like the best that it's ever been. But then obviously you've got people who are like, no, Melee's still peak Smash,
Yeah.
you know. And then in Mario Kart, it's the same thing. Like Double Dash or even the DS one.
Yeah.
I think people are like, oh, this is the best because you could snake in the DS one really well, and it was like the same thing. Like they had all this super cool tech,
Yeah.
but then like Mario Kart 7 is like, yeah, but like it has tech too, kind of, and like also everyone can play it, and like there's anti-grav. So yeah, I like the new stuff. My favorite Mario Kart was probably Double Dash.
Yeah. Great game.
I love the Wii one too, though, but that's just because it was like the first one that had dry bones.
I played the
The,
Wii one a whole lot. Yeah.
I think the DS one had dry bones first, but I didn't have a DS, so
Valid.
whatever.
Yeah, valid.
But
I mean, I don't
yeah,
know. Like I played the handheld ones too, but for me anyway, I get a lot more enjoyment out of playing Mario Kart on like a home console. So I preferred the Wii and Double Dash and stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people that do like Nintendo games at their
yep,
best when they've got that like Nintendo jank flair to it.
yep,
Like how like Melee has lasted so long because it has so much like tech in it, like crazy tech that you could do
yeah,
that like wasn't intended. I don't know who even really knows, but yeah, it was like that's cool, but also like when it is intentionally made to be like fun to play, like Ultimate, that's cool too.
yeah.
So
You can appreciate both things for different reasons.
yeah, and also like Melee's been around for like 20 plus years
Yeah,
now. So like
jeez.
I've gotten enough of that, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. That's totally fair. I mean, I Melee is easily the Smash game I played the most of, so I have nostalgia for it too. But like I played a good amount of like I really liked Brawl. I thought Brawl was fun, and I played Ultimate a fair bit too. Um,
Brawl was
so
good, I
yeah,
guess.
I don't know. Like I think I'm the only person I had the same situation as you, where like you found out like people liked Final Fantasy VII. Like that was me. Like I really like Subspace Emissary and Brawl, and I think most people think it's shit. I think, but when I
Well,
played that, I was like, "Whoa, this is so freaking cool!"
I don't I don't think so actually. I
Oh,
think
okay.
mainly the like opinion of Brawl is that as a competitive fighting game, it was
Hmm.
pretty bad,
Yeah.
but the Subspace Emissary was like lit as fuck.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that was good.
I guess that's why I like it, because I never did competitive stuff, so I got to block out the bad part of it. So okay, that's fair. It
Yeah,
had
I
Wolf.
mean,
I mean, I like Wolf. He's pretty hot, so I did
Wolf is
like that.
pretty
Yeah.
his little bushed in face and randomly tripping was also a really good mechanic to add to the game.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was smart.
It was cool.
Um, but also you still need to answer
I
like
do. Well,
what
so it's
your
easy.
newest game.
So the one that jumps out at me, I was actually browsing my Steam library while we were talking. So I played Knuckle Sandwich, as you saw in my stream earlier, but I think Knuckle Sandwich was technically released on, I think it came out late last year, November 22nd, 2023. So it's not my newest. My newest, and there might be something that I like briefly played, like kind of like, oh, what's your oldest game that you played for like 1 minute or something, right? But like there might be something that I played for like 5 minutes. Oh, technically it came out later and you played it for 5 minutes. But the latest game that I played a lot is Balatro, and I have
Oh, that's fair.
183 hours. And what day did Balatro come out? Like March or something? February 20th. So I think
Yeah.
that's the one that jumps out at me. Like there might be something slightly more recent that I like briefly touched, but like 183 hours for me, and I mostly played those in like the period of like a month or two. So I got well actually the newest game I played is Hollow Body. It came out on September 12th, and we beat the game on stream. So I
That
guess
was a new game.
yeah, it came out September 12th of this year, so it was brand new. Actually,
Oh,
King Panda bought that for me, and I think he probably bought it for me on like the day it came out, because I'm looking at that date and I'm like, interesting, like that's probably right around when he bought it for me, and then I streamed it like a month after it came out. So,
I had no idea that was a new game.
yeah, it's brand spanking new. And well, that's why they had the freaking patch that put in the damn brick wall, because they're still updating the game, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, but I guess so. I guess Hollow Body, oddly, I think you probably watched. Well, you did watch me play that, so I guess that would technically be the newest. But even that, I mean, it's only like a 5-hour game. I mean, it was quick, but the game I played a whole lot, Balatro, and honestly, it's rare. Like Balatro is. I'm gonna look at my hours on Steam. Balatro is probably in like easily my top 10, like most time I've played on a game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Balatro is in 9th place in my all-time games played list, and So I mean, that's for me, like having a couple hundred hours in a game. That's a lot of hours. So yeah, it was a fun game. I mean, it's poker. I'm a poker player, so for me,
I mean,
it was a cool
it's
game.
the game of the year candidate.
It
So
is. It's there. I mean, it is a really good game, and everyone. I'm not, and I don't say this to be hipster, but like when everyone's playing something, oftentimes I'm just like, I don't need to play it. Like everyone's playing it. I don't need to play that. But like, I did play that, and I understood why everyone was playing it because I got very addicted. I was playing it like every single day for hours, and I had couple unproductive months where I was playing a lot of Balatro. So I'm glad I basically beat Balatro. I did everything you can do in the game, so I don't have much need to play it. So I'm satisfied where I am. So now I don't have to be addicted anymore. I'm free. Unlike something like Destiny, Kel, where you still get to be addicted all the time.
oh yeah, well, I'm never free, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, I mean that is valid though. Like I don't know. I guess that's kind of like how League is always like updating stuff, and technically you always get like a new experience. I don't know, not on the same level, but there's always something new. There's
I
always a new stupid ass champ to hate.
Yeah, I'm of that person. I think what it was it last stream where you talked about boredom is a privilege or
Yep.
something.
Hmm.
I am that person where I have a lot of free time sometimes.
Yeah.
So I get to just be a gamer.
Yeah. That's good though.
So yeah,
That's
because
good.
I'm looking at my top 10 now, and the amount of hours I've put into a lot of games is kind of ridiculous.
No, I mean that's cool though. Like, yeah, I guess it's just it's the opportunity to do that, and like it is a privilege, and like you never know like when life will get crazy, and then you don't have as much time, so it's like good to appreciate that time when you can. So
I am
for
curious
sure,
though,
go ahead.
as like an addendum to this question,
Yeah.
because Balatro is an indie game,
Mhm.
and Hollow Bodies, I'd have to assume, is also an indie game.
I mean I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm curious because you said that you're kind of a hipster when it comes to games. Is there like games nowadays that you do get like excited about that is kind of like mass appeal
Great
kind of
question.
games?
Yeah, so the last one that I was super into that was a mass appeal game, and it is I'm gonna check my times. It's eighth. Is Back for Blood because as you know, I am a huge Left 4 Dead fan, and that's kind of like the spiritual successor. So that's like the last major release that I can remember, and that came out in 2021. I want to say 2021, October 12th, 2021. So that was like a pretty major release that I played. Um, I guess for me, I spent most of my time like how some people like for example like they love every Assassin's Creed, like Assassin's Creed releases new games all the time. Like in my teenage years, I played like competitive shooter like Counter-Strike. I played for many years, and then League of Legends. So like I wasn't the guy who like I have an Xbox and I play every Assassin's Creed when it comes out or something like that. Um, so I would say single player games, like single player new releases, like it would be difficult for a big name single player release to really grab me. And I think I also have the unfortunate bias where I have like 4,000 games in my collection, counting my physical games. So I have plenty to play. So I tend to talk myself out of buying something new, especially a single player experience where like I can do that at any time. I don't need to buy it at 60. I'll buy it when it's 20 or something, like, so I would say I can't think of a single player game that would release that would other than Chrono Trigger HD. Super Mario RPG, did that count?
Yeah.
That was last year. I played that, but it would have to be a specific. It would be an what is the word? Extenuating circumstance. But for multiplayer games, I feel like I would be more open. Like as an example, like the new Call of Duty game came out recently. I think it's Black Ops 6, I think, and a lot of people are playing it. Like if I had people who asked me to play that, like I would do it. I've never been a huge Call of Duty guy, but like in 2000 whatever year, you remember how Modern Warfare took over the world? Like the first like Modern Warfare 2 whatever. The one that was like everyone played. Like I had not played much Call of Duty before that, but my friends were playing and they're like, "Hey, will you play this?" And I'm like, "Okay, like everyone's playing it, sure." So I'm easily persuaded. Like I could easily be persuaded to buy like a what's the opposite of indie? Mainstream.
AAA.
I would easily be persuaded to buy a AAA multiplayer game on release if friends were playing and they're like, "Hey, play this with us." But I would say, in general, you know, like I'm not gonna buy it just to like. For example, here's a good example. Like, did you ever play Payday games, like Payday 2 at all, or?
I have not. No.
Okay, so like I played a lot of Payday 2, and I remember thinking like, oh, someday like Payday 3 is gonna come out, and then I will play that because it's like a multiplayer game and it's cool. So like Payday 3 did come out, and it came out. What year did that come out? Like a year or two ago? Came out in 2023. So it came out a year ago. I still don't own it because like none of my friends at the time that I was hanging out with play it. So like I'm flexible. Like I have always been the guy like if my friends are playing something and they want me to play, like I'll buy any game pretty much. I mean, within reason, I guess. Like I played MMOs. I don't like you know, like straight up, I don't really like MMOs, but I have a pretty decent amount of hours in like WoW and Final Fantasy 14 because my ex and my friends play them. So like I'm very persuadable. Like I would play, like I have not played Call of Duty, but if like tomorrow someone was like, "Hey, get Black Ops 6 so we can play," I'd be probably like, "Okay," you know. So yeah, I guess I'm open to the idea, but it would have to be I would probably have to be persuaded, unless except like for a game like Back 4 Blood where I was the one like, "Oh, I'm effing playing this, brother." It would have to be a specific type of game, or I would have to have friends who play it and say, "Yo, play it," because it's real easy for me to go like, why do I need to buy the new game when I can just play League of Legends? I have friends that play League of Legends. I can just go play League of Legends or Overwatch, you know, like I'm okay with that. So I would have to be persuaded. Does that answer the question pretty well? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I honestly, that's kind of like how I operate too. So
Yeah.
is like, I think the last game that I played that was basically single player that I wasn't just like I got just so I could play with like friends was probably Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Like, and the unfortunate part is I'm not much of a Souls like player either. So like those releases don't. I've
brother.
I've played. Let me tell you, I have. Let me search my profile. I'm going to tell you how many hours I have in Dark Souls because I do actually. I did kind of like Dark Souls 1, kind of. I have combined between the you know, they did like the remaster between the original and the remaster. I have like 23 hours. So I did play it like a little, like that's a fair shake, I feel like. But I don't know, like I it sounds weird because a lot of people like difficulty, but like when the game is just too hard, when the game is just like brutally difficult, I'm like, man, I have limited free time. I don't want to be frustrated and like stuff in my free time, you know? Like I'd rather just like go play something I'm good at, like League of Legends, and just go mid and go 24-2, and I feel good about myself, you know? Like
Hey, I was like, I didn't even play. I had maybe 2 hours in Dark Souls 3
Yeah.
because one of my friends had it and I played it with him for like 2
Oh,
hours.
so that was like your Elden Ring was like one of your first experiences then.
Yeah, I was not a
Wow.
Souls
Okay.
enjoyer at
Interesting.
all. And then I got it, and then I got my ass handed to me a lot. But I was like, man, fuck this. I can beat this shit. And then I kept going, and I did.
That's cool though, yeah.
And like I got into it. So it was my first experience, and it was my favorite. Because then I tried playing Sekiro. I don't know if you remember it, but I tried streaming Sekiro.
I remember. Oh, I remember.
Yeah, and I was like, this is cool, but it's just not Elden Ring.
Yeah,
And so it made me wish that like I had streamed Elden Ring,
that'd be cool.
like because I didn't really want to like I don't know, I don't feel like really streaming it now
Yeah,
because it's just like I've already played it, so whatever.
yeah.
So I tried doing the like DLC, which I did a couple of streams for.
Yeah. I
I don't
remember.
know. I think it wasn't like Souls games wasn't really my vibe either, but
But
I don't
Elden
know.
Ring hit you.
Yeah, it hit me for whatever reason.
Interesting.
So
And I mean, I guess, you know, pivoting back, like, I guess I realize, I understand the appeal of, like, that, like, I'm going to beat it, because that's me with platformers. Like, you watch me play Celeste and play, like, the ultra hard seaside crap that, like, who in their right mind would want to do this shit that you have to die literally, like, 5,000 times to do? I guess for me, I guess I like platformers. I've always liked platformers. So, like, that I find satisfying to try to accomplish. Whereas, like, stabbing the big dragon, like, 1,000 times, I'm just like, brother, this guy's fucking cheap. I hate him. This cheap ass bitch. I hate him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm very open to playing whatever games, and I sometimes I think it would be cool to play new releases, but I you know, and it's part unfortunately it's part of um my problem of being a pretty busy person. Like I don't have like a group like you do, like where it's like, hey, the friend group's all buy like in this day and age, I don't have like a friend group like that that's like, oh, we're all buying the new Black Ops to play together. Like I don't have that. So like that's why I guess I tend to not play the AAA kind of multiplayer releases like that. But I'd be open to it if the right people asked me, for sure.
Well,
So
you heard it here,
yeah,
folks.
yeah, go ask Raichu. But yeah. So I don't know. I like and you know I had a lot of fun in Back for Blood. I had again it was my ninth played game on Steam, which was a lot of hours. So I really enjoyed it. I'm looking through my other top games. I mean, Fall Guys. Fall Guys is my number one, two, three, four, five, six. That came out in 2020, and I love Fall Guys. I still love playing that. Back for Blood is in eighth. Blatra is in ninth. So I mean, three games in my top 10 are from the past handful of years. So that's not bad per se. I'm looking through to see if there's any other games that are recent-ish with a lot of hours. Phasmophobia, Among Us. I don't know if those count.
Manga always counts.
Yeah, like here's Modern Warfare 2, 44 hours. That was a decent amount for me because my friends were like, "Yo, play Call of Duty." I'm like, I don't know how to play Call of Duty, but we fucking ball, boys. You know, we
I
ball.
remember you played Apex some too.
Yeah, I've played a little Apex, and that is another one that is 100% persuasion because I don't really like Apex too much, but I'm easily persuadable. I mean, you know, the reason why I got into League Kel is because my friends in 2011 were like, "Hey, play this game," and I'm like, "I've never played a MOBA. I don't know how to play a freaking MOBA." And they're like, "Come on, it's cool," and I'm like, all right, like you're really into this, you play it constantly, like all right, I'll try it. And now it's League, you know, like that's so I'm persuadable. And sometimes it might be something like Modern Warfare where realistically I still only play that for 44 hours. It's not that much. Or it might be like an MMO where I play it like kind of not begrudgingly, but I play it like and I'm not really into it. Or it might end up like League of Legends where I like play it for the rest of my life like constantly. So I'm very open to trying new things, but sometimes I have to be, you know, pushed a little bit. So I think, you know, that is what it is. But
Yeah, that's good. I think that more people should be like that.
yeah, absolutely. I like having an excuse, but like I you know we'll just go back to it again because it's the hot new release that everyone is playing. Like I'd probably like to play the new Call of Duty. Like it'd be cool, but like I don't have an excuse to right now. But if I had an excuse to, I'd probably play it and enjoy it. So like, but like again, it's kind of like the justification, right? Like I think I'm a pretty responsible spender in general, and like the case I'd make like of just like, oh, I could just buy it and play it by myself would be like, oh well, I have like 4,000 other games I could play, so like I don't need to, you know, like so I guess that's the justification is like I don't need it. But so that's why I need the push, I guess, is I you have to convince me to spend money. I'm a little frugal at times, I suppose.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
good to be frugal. Except League of Legends, I own like $1,000 worth of skins, which that is not that much money in 13 years of playing. To be fair, people are like, "Whoa, you spent $1,000?" Well, I have like thousands and thousands of hours over 13 years, so honestly, I got a pretty dang good value. Even though technically I could have played it for free, you know, I think the skins made me better, so it was worth it.
I mean, it is factual. Besides, um, $1,000 over 13 years is only like
It's like $80. Yeah,
$76.
like yeah, whatever. Yeah, $70, $80 a year. Like that's not a lot. And
So
the
it really
amount of
doesn't mean
hours I
something.
played in a year, oh, you don't want to know, especially the prime years. Oh, I remember those days in college where it was like 12-hour day a week. No problem, brother. Like I'm fucking locked in. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I used to
Those
play.
were the
I've told
days.
this story before, but like I used to play with Tushabi and his brothers. So like we had like a full five stack, and I just remember like we would literally start playing like in the morning, and we would oftentimes play until like bed with our little like five. And like I don't even know if I ate during those times. It was literally like, all right, time to start playing League, and we ended when I don't like. There was no solid end time. It was just like, all right, we'll end when it. I guess I don't know. It's time to go to bed now or something. But like we would go
Oh
hard
yeah, I've had those.
times.
I've same thing,
Yep.
same thing.
You're just locked
Even
in.
on days even on days that I had like something going on next morning, we'd be
You're
up
like,
till
fuck it.
like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh, 100%. Yep. I feel it. All right, so we're halfway through the questions, but I want to take a quick pivot. I wanted to ask you this, and this is probably going to be putting you on the spot, but I was just curious, and maybe someone else would like to hear it. Maybe, you know, what's funny is someone might have asked this, I don't know, but I want to ask you this, Kel. What is your favorite series or game that I have ever streamed? Like, not like the game you like the most, but like something that you look back on with fond memories. And I know you're not a nostalgic guy, but like, what's a series or a game that I played that you remember? Like, wow, that was really fun.
Let's see. And this is like over the course of me
Forever.
being,
Yeah,
yeah, okay. Um, I probably won't have the timeline correct, so I'm not gonna say a year. I'm just gonna try to think of a
that's
game.
valid. Yeah, no worries. I'll tell you the year when you say it.
Okay. I think honestly the first time that I was there watching you play Super Mario RPG
Ah, yeah, that was a good
was
time.
probably a really good, that's where one of those like sort of Raichu meme things spawned. Like I can't remember who it was now, but there was somebody who like kept guessing the correct Yoshi.
Oh, Kudo. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Kudo. Yep. That's the iconic when he got it right 4 times in a row, and I had to not scream to wake up Toshabi. Yep.
Yeah, there was like moments like that
That was
happen a lot in
sick.
that stream. And I
Yeah.
think also in a personal way, I think that was also one of those streams where I felt like I was getting more comfortable
Yeah.
with everybody.
And you know, I actually relate that to you too, because that's the first time I remember being really comfortable. Because I remember like making like Balum jokes about you, like, it's the Vor guy. Kel likes this guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I didn't really put two and two together, but that's probably the first time I was super comfortable with like, okay, I can like kind of like tease him or like make this comment about like this guy.
Which, like I was like, oh, this is gonna be my future here now, I guess.
That's your brand.
Um, yeah, I think it was that stream or that series because I know you streamed it again like a few times
Yeah, I've
actually
done
since
it.
I've been
I've
here.
streamed it twice. Once it started at the end of 2020 and ran into early 2021. That was the last game we played before Lord Millinor joined the community when we were playing Ori. Fun fact. But and then I did it again at the end of 2022. It was my year closing game. I was actually thinking, I was like, oh, we're kind of due for another Chrono Trigger stream and another Super Mario RPG stream because I've streamed Chrono Trigger twice. Once was in
Yeah.
2019 before like any of you ever saw it, so you guys all only got to see me play it once. But I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, we're kind of overdue. Like those are like the two like quintessential Raichu games. So we might have to hit us with one of those in 2025. Maybe a little Chrono Trigger. I don't know, but
And that would be sick because I remember also liking your Chrono Trigger stream.
oh, that one was
Um,
so. We had a lot of good memories. Yeah, and that one was in 2021 to end the year. Yeah, a long time ago.
yeah. And then I know I've already said this. I said it in one of the streams actually, and this could be recency bias, and it's far from over. But I have been really enjoying your Kingdom Hearts streams.
Thank you. I honestly, I'm blown away by how much fun I've been having.
Yeah, and I said it I think in the first one. I said this is going to be like this is it. Like this is the series of the year.
Oh, and I made that comment too. It absolutely is, and I mean, I think even like I still like I watch. I know it's like egotistical. I watch my highlight videos from episode 1 and 2. I've watched them several times because I'm like, man, these are freaking funny. Like they're really entertaining. Like I know part of it is just like me being stupid, and then like people like King and Chili and you and like all the smart gamers are like you know, just like like you're laughing at the guy who doesn't know what he's doing, but like it's been such a funny experience and such a fun experience. I've really
Like
been enjoying it.
just one time for me, okay, Raichu.
Hit
That's it.
me.
Just one
Yeah.
time. Just the last time when you streamed and you looked inside your inventory to look for those slides and you were hovering them and you were like, "Where are they?" And you were hovering them. They were right there in your inventory. You were looking right at them. That was it. I was like,
Iconic.
it's right there, buddy."
Iconic, yeah. So yeah, I've absolutely been loving it, and I think dropping it during the subathon was such a cool and fun kind of touch too. which I don't think you got to watch episode 1 that much, huh? You had to watch, maybe you watched the highlights after the fact, or I don't know what you did, but I think you were gone for a lot of that.
Um, I was there, but I was kind of
Distracted.
I don't know. I was distracted by something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that I was there for your entire subathon, but I was like
Yeah. Off
not
and
active
on.
for the whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yep. No, like I'm committing now that I'm gonna be streaming a whole lot more Kingdom Hearts games. Like I've had a blast, and I think it's extra fun because you guys are not like, first off, that helps because I sometimes need pointing in the right direction. Like Chili Mex, like King helped the first two, Chili Mex has helped the last two. So it's nice to have help because I do feel like at certain times I would be more like, I don't know, and I guess this is just me too. Like it's hard. Like I lose my patience on stream with like, like I'm okay with like spending an hour hunting for something like if I'm playing the game by myself, but on stream it's kind of stressful, and you might relate to that as a streamer. Like if you're just like wandering around doing nothing, it's like shit, people are gonna be bored with this. So I am happy that I have you guys to help me, because without help I would not have nearly as much fun. So between the help and the little jabs, the funny comments people make, the special guests, like all of that stuff has morphed it into a really amazing experience so far, and I've been having a blast. And we'll be back in a couple days with another episode on Tuesday. So I'm
All right.
excited.
Yeah. I think honestly though, maybe you're not 100% aware, but people do just like seeing your genuine reaction to
Yeah.
the
Oh, 100%. Oh, I have no
especially the
doubt.
people who are like really like super into Kingdom Hearts that
Oh,
are still watching
I'm
stuff
super.
for
I
it.
am ultra aware of that because King
Yeah.
and Chili have both told me that about like 1,000 times each. So,
Yeah, and I think
I,
everyone's like got specific points in the game that they're like
yep.
excited for you to get to because they just want to see how you're going to react to it.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I mean, I get that because if I watch someone play Chrono Trigger for the first time, like I won't say the scene I'm thinking of, but the scene with Frog and a cliff, I'll say that. Like seeing that, like someone react to that would be like super hype because like that's one of my favorite moments in the game. So I definitely relate. While I don't have the Kingdom Hearts experience, like watching someone play Chrono Trigger for the first time would be freaking hype. And I would definitely
my
be
Chrono
geeking out.
Trigger moment is the I don't even know how to say it. It's more like
Come on, Kel,
um
try.
the moment with the big the
We'll get there,
it,
chat. We'll get there. Don't
it's
worry.
hard. It's hard.
What
I don't
time
want to
period
spoil
does
it.
it take in? What time period
It's
does it
like
take place
it's
in?
not in a specific time period.
Oh, oh shit.
It happens kind of like in a weird blue place, and there's like a lady sitting on top of a spiky rock, and some shit goes down, and
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I
a
mean that's valid.
person, yeah,
That's
yeah,
valid.
and then a thing that totally never happens in any game happens, and you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, there's so many iconic moments in that game. I definitely get it. I definitely get why someone would be very excited about. And I'm happy. Like I'm super happy that people are passionate about Kingdom Hearts because I can see that passion, and like I talk about it a lot. But like the reason why I started wanted to play it was because like all these amazing people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like most Kingdom Hearts I know, people that are really passionate about Kingdom Hearts are like the best people I know, like the nicest, like coolest people. So like I like what is this game? Like all these people have this one game in common. Like all these really amazing people. Like what? Like let's learn what it's about. And I mean, to be honest, I'm 4 episodes in, but I get it. I get it. So I'm excited to see what else is to come.
Yeah, I'm happy I played Kingdom Hearts when I was
Yeah, I wish I did.
very
Yeah,
young.
yeah. It definitely doesn't hit as much, but it's hitting real good, and I've really enjoyed it. And I mean, I'm even when I was like 1 or 2 episodes in, I was already committing. Like, all right, we're gonna be playing all the Kingdom Hearts. So I guess we're according to the
You
order that
got
was
it.
agreed upon in stream. I got to play Chain of Memories next. So
You gotta have like you gotta have like like you had King come on for Kingdom Hearts, so you gotta have like the person that like identifies with that Kingdom Hearts game.
yeah, no, GameWork already said I'm coming on for Kingdom Hearts 2. Period. Like it's not negotiable because that's his game. So I don't know.
Pretty sick.
We gotta
Pretty sick.
we gotta find people. Who
I
likes
think
Chain of
what
Memories? Does anyone like that game?
Chili does.
Oh, he does. True.
I know he does.
True. Yeah, you're
So
right.
you
I,
could
I
have him
remember.
there.
Yeah, I remember. What Kingdom Hearts game do you like, Kelmori?
I like Birth by Sleep. I don't know if you're gonna
Ah,
play that one, but
sure.
that's
Why
my
not?
favorite.
Is Birth
Well, I
by
don't even
Sleep?
know
Is
if you
that
could.
is that DS?
No, that's a PSP.
Oh, that's PSP. Yeah, I own that game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to give that. I don't know. You probably heard me talk about it, but if Chili Max comes to the United States, I promised him that I would give him that game from my collection because he doesn't own it. So I said, "Oh, if you come to Las Vegas for the con, I'll give it to you." So he's that if he comes, I have to give that to him. But as of now, it's
That
in my collection.
that's like one of the few Kingdom Hearts games I do own.
Yeah. Well, I will
I
no
don't even
longer
own a
own it.
PSP anymore.
I will no longer own it. If Chili Max comes to Las Vegas FurCon, you can watch me hand it off to him live in person if you come to Las
I
Vegas FurCon.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I will be watching. I'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh."
You'll be like, whoa, and
I'll be pogging.
then I'll give him my PSP so that he can play it right in front of you at the con. Well, that's
Yeah, and
crazy.
then he'll be like, "Oh, this game's shit," 'cause I don't actually like Birth by Sleep that much.
Oh well, oh well. It's all right. But all right, I'll keep it in mind. If I stream Birth by Sleep, we'll get Kelmori's expert opinion on there. Jank ass. It's not on the any of those collections. It's on Steam or
It might be.
I
I'm not
have no
sure.
idea. But okay, well, I guess we'll figure it out someday. We'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, by the time you get to it, we'll all be
Yeah,
old.
we'll
So.
probably all be dead. Yeah, I was thinking about that. And I was like, shit, dude. Like all the Kingdom Hearts games are pretty long. Like they're longish series, and I don't want to just like, hey guys, 2025 is me only playing Kingdom Hearts. So like, even if I space it out, like, what am I gonna get done? Like 2 Kingdom Hearts games in per year maximum. Like, I don't know.
I mean, because we're assuming you're not going to do anything extra, right? So
No, minimum base game. Yeah,
yeah,
no extras. No
yeah,
extras.
that's a lot of stream time for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
That's all I'll
well,
say.
we'll be ready 2025, baby. All right. Well, I think we can jump back, Kel. We got question number 7 coming up, and it's by a person we just talked about. The one, the only. It feels weird when I see Chili Max's name in lowercase. I'm just like, that doesn't feel. That's not right. That doesn't feel right. But I'm gonna direct this at you first because it's kind of pointed at you, but also me, but more so you. So it says, all jokes about being at every con and event in the world aside, would you actually consider an overseas trip to Europe if you had the opportunity? And if yes, what country or countries would you like to visit? And so that's why I think it's pointed at you because it made
Yeah.
it's the joke about being at everything.
All jokes
Yeah.
aside, I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. I've like been there.
Yeah, don't judge him, dude. Just because he can afford to go to every con ever. I mean,
Yeah, I don't understand. Like I was there with like there's proof of me being
yeah, he was there with Aaron G. What the fuck?
Chili and Kato and Aaron. Like,
Yeah.
won the world. Yeah, I definitely want to go to a different country for sure. I've never been out of the States before, actually.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that is on my bucket list. And as far as where I'd want to go, I don't really have like any specific place in mind other than maybe Japan.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
And not for anime reasons.
Well, sorry to say, the question asked, would you consider an overseas trip to Europe? So he's specifically asking that.
I was thinking Japan though, but Europe.
Japan is cool.
One of the things that I would like to do, if given the chance to go to Europe, is just do one of those like train things.
Oh, yeah.
That goes across the entire country, just so I could ping pong all through those countries. I mean, it feels like it's being like like I'm sucking up to Chili Mix because he's the one that asked it, but I do want to go to Italy.
Yeah, Italy would be sick. I mean, they have a lot of cheese. That's why I want to go there.
Yeah, like the cheese plants, the wine plants.
Yeah,
like
be a
all
good
over the
place. I can't lie. Like Italy is so cracked in terms of like how is like all the stuff they have just like they have all this like delicious food and stuff. Like it's kind of not fair. You know what I mean?
Well, like Barlatello is from there.
Yeah, Barlatello. That's it.
Yeah, Barlatello and Marnatini.
Yeah,
and all those big fat chefs that live there. I think Mario's from there too.
Yeah, true.
So like, yeah, they're just like a food place.
Yeah,
It's just a food place. They don't even have tomatoes. Tomatoes aren't even indigenous to Italy.
That's wow.
Yeah, that is not. They got it from Central America or something.
Whoa.
Brought it over. Cause yeah, tomatoes were not a part of Italian cuisine at one point.
Now it's like their
And
thing.
just imagine if they never got tomatoes. God damn.
Yeah, they're half like not even half. Like most of their menu is like ripperoni.
Yeah, like god damn, like oh my god, Chef Boyardee just would not exist.
Yeah, poor guy would be homeless probably, or like working at like I don't know, the movie. I don't know wherever the guy would just be. Yeah, he'd just be like
Yeah, he's legit.
whatever job that's not related to cooking. That's what he'd be doing.
I have no idea which part of Italy chili is from, but
One of those
my
rural parts. I don't think we would have even heard of the place because it's like a rural place. So.
well, I was more so I guess I meant like either northern or
Oh
southern
yeah,
Italy.
I don't even
Um,
remember.
but because my apparently my heritage is from southern Italy.
Oh,
So I would like to just go there,
that'd
see
be
what's
cool.
up, what's going on. Sardonia is apparently where some of my family's from.
Oh, that's where sardines were made.
Yeah, like that's wild that they did that.
Yeah.
um, or I don't remember Florence, I think is down there. I don't know if that's where we're from, but I know Florence, Italy is in the southern part. And then I guess Venice, even though I heard Venice smells like shit.
Yeah, it'd be
But
cool to check out though.
I mean it's a city on water, like that's wild.
Yeah, it is.
And like you gotta visit it before it all sinks, because that's gonna happen
Yeah,
eventually.
well, don't worry if you don't get to go. We have the Venetian in Las Vegas, which is like it's like the fake Italy, like how we have like all the fake. It's like
Ah.
looks like there's got the little canals and stuff. So I'll show you the one in Las Vegas if you come to Vegas, and then you'll get your fix. So you'll
People
be
get
you'll be good.
Eiffel Towered there too?
Yeah, we got the Eiffel Tower too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so you can see all
Some
of you
homeless
can
is
just
gonna know what I'm talking
you
about.
can just you can just come here and you can just get all your land. You can just get all of it out. You don't even need to go to Europe.
You know what? That's a better thing. Yeah, why go to Europe when I could go to Europe and America?
Chili Mex can leave Europe to come to Europe and America. Easy.
And it'll be even better.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty great.
But yeah, that's
So
probably I mean,
Italy.
there's
Italy's
yeah,
your number one.
Italy's my number one. If I could go to other countries in Europe, sure. But
Yeah.
Italy's probably number one.
Yeah. I guess, and Chili Mex kind of knows my thoughts because I talk about it on stream, but like, I guess that's kind of how I feel. Like, I talked about like, oh, I'll go to EF, which is in Germany, but like maybe I'll stop in the UK first because then I can like go with friends from the UK to the con and stuff. But then I was like, oh, well, maybe I could go to Italy. Maybe I could go to the Netherlands, see Kato. Like, I guess I like doing all those things would be cool. Um, and I'm like, oh, like any country I could go to would be pretty cool. Like I have friends in like Austria. Like so like going to any of those countries would be cool. I'm a dumb American. Kel's a dumb American, so I don't know if I don't know about I don't want to speak for you, Kel, but like I don't even fully understand like what's realistic. Like, oh yeah, it's really easy to take a train or a bus to this place. Like it's super cheap and easy versus like what's unrealistic. So I guess for me, I'm not making like super solid like I have to do all these things because I just don't fully comprehend what is doable and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
it's
when those
fair.
Europeans come to the States and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna drive." I don't know if you heard that. Like, "Oh, we're gonna drive from like New York to LA," and you're like, "No, you're not, brother. Like that is not a viable thing." Like
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cause like this place is
they don't get it.
huge.
Yeah,
They don't understand.
exactly. So like I might be selling it short. Maybe it'd be like, "Oh, it'd be easy to go to like 10 countries." Maybe it is, and then we could just do that. But like, I guess I don't want to assume anything like, "Oh, it's gonna be really easy to do," and then have someone have to tell me like, "Right, you're a dumbass. That's not possible." So I guess I just kind of go with the flow a little bit more and like, hey, you guys are the experts, so like, tell me what's viable and let's do it. So.
Yeah, there's probably also so many like places to visit in
Oh
like
yeah.
each country.
Exactly. And what's
So it's
what's
like,
realistic. And we're also dumb Americans that have limited vacation time. So like the Europeans be coming over and they have like 8 weeks vacation because that's like the minimum they're allowed to have. And then they're
yeah,
like,
they're not on vacation, they're on holiday.
yeah, they're on fucking holiday. Like I love that. Like Chili Mex has like they mandate. You might have heard him talk about it, but like he has to like during this period you have to take at least 2 weeks off and stuff like that. And I'm like, Wow, that's so not what we do in America. Like you're forced to enjoy yourself and go on a trip and stuff. And I'm like, I wish I had that.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you want to take 2
You
weeks
want to take
off?"
one day off? Your mom died, and you're going to take a day off of work? Like, is that? I don't
It's
know
like,
about
what does
that.
she need you for? You
Yeah.
did.
Exactly. That's America. So I think that's part of it too. Like I don't want to get too off topic, but like, a lot of the time Europeans will be like, "Oh, Americans are so untraveled." Well, it's difficult for us because we're not in a culture where like taking time off uh is looked upon as like, "Oh yeah, you should just take time off." Like we're kind of encouraged not to take time off in the US. Like it's funny, like I don't know if I talked about this, but like I have a coworker of mine who like I take time off fairly freely compared to others, but like my coworker, this is her first time off. She took like the 2 days off for Thanksgiving week off because like like Monday, Tuesday this week, and this is the first time she's taken off the entire year, and it's the end of November. So like that's kind of the American mindset for a lot of people, and it's not good, but like that's people's mindset. So I don't know.
Yeah, if only we had a much different system.
Yeah, it would be nice. Even just the culture. I mean, I think the culture is shifting because like my older coworkers don't take time off, but the younger ones say like, "Fuck it, we're taking time off. Like, we need to enjoy ourselves too." So I think that culture is shifting somewhat, but I think for a while people were like so ingrained of like you can't take time off that like it's going to take some time for us to get to a more healthy mindset in the US as a whole. This is very
Yeah.
off topic to the actual question you asked, Chili Max,
Yes.
but it's interesting because yeah, the I don't know. I so my company has unlimited PTO, which is like the trap of like you can take unlimited, but like don't take too much or we're gonna judge you. Um, and so I always take 4 to 5 weeks off every year because I say F you if you don't like that. Like, I'm taking that. So I try to be generous giving myself time off. But like I said, my coworker has now taken 2 days off this entire year. I don't want to be like that. I'm trying to enjoy myself a little bit, a little bit, but
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
hopefully
no one
EF I
should
can
have
take
to
a
be
couple
like that.
weeks. Yeah, hopefully for Europe I can take a couple, at least a week and maybe like a little week or a little more than a week. Um, but and that will be a challenge in and of itself. But I want to do it, so hopefully I'll do it. Who knows, Kel? Maybe we'll go to Europe at the same time someday. Maybe that'd be crazy.
Yeah, my first leap is to still get a passport because I don't have one.
I barely got mine a few months ago, so it's my
Yeah,
first time getting it. So yeah, yeah, do it, do it,
it's
do it.
it's weird that I was able to go to EF without one, but
No, yeah, well, you're kind of like they see you. You're Mr. Worldwide. They're just like, all right, Mr. Worldwide, come on through. You're good.
I'm Mr. Worldwide.
That's right. Yeah, he's bald. Look, he's bald, guys. If he
Yes.
takes off that hat, he's bald as hell. Trust me.
Yeah, trust me, I'm wearing my sunglasses. I got my suit on. I
Yeah,
just say Mr. Worldwide all the time, so
that's
you gotta believe me.
yeah, that's what that's him, guys. That's his nickname. So when you see Kellen stream on Tuesday, if you're listening to this before Tuesday, just say hello, Mr. Worldwide, and he will acknowledge. He might acknowledge you. I don't know. He's kind of an important person, but he'll consider. He'll consider.
Yeah, I gotta check my calendar to see if I can look over to the left for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll see. To be determined. To be determined. All right. So we're on question 8 now, and we've got So I don't know. You've listened to a lot of the podcasts, I think, Kel. So as you may or may not know, Game Orca is known for his negative questions. He always asks me like, "What's my least favorite?" or "What do I dislike?" etc.
Oh,
So he
yeah.
he is here on question number 8 with a hatred-filled question for us to answer. Um, it says, "Did you think you could escape just because I'm at a con?" Question mark. So first off, no, I did not think I could escape, and I don't know if Kel even thought. I don't think Kel thinks much, but um, anyway,
Wait, what?
the real question is, what are some of your least favorite aspects of furry conventions? So you've only been to one, so I don't know. Is there anything you didn't like about the con?
I mean, yeah, there's like a shit ton. Like,
All right, tell
I don't
us.
even like one. There's like 7 billion people there, so
Well,
that already
you went to
sucks.
the wrong one.
Yeah, that already sucks. Two, like you can't use the elevators.
Yeah.
Like that's just not gonna happen.
Yep.
Um, I don't know. It's also like there feels like there's a lot to do, but there's also like nothing to do. It's
Mhm.
this like weird mix of things, especially if like you're there by yourself, which I
Yeah.
wasn't, thankfully. But if you're like there by yourself, like I don't know. I feel bad for people who are there by themselves.
It's kind of the problem of having like when you have so many choices that you don't make any choice, if that makes sense. I don't know, like
Yeah,
the yeah.
and then you're just kind of there.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm at a
Yeah, I
hotel.
don't
What's
know.
up, bitches?
Yeah. Um,
Well,
fucking hell.
just to pivot off your first two comments, I want to say, you know what's great about Las Vegas FurCon is the whole hotel. There's no elevators. It's spread out like an apartment complex almost. So there's no elevators. So that is one of the things people love about Las Vegas FurCon is you will not have to wait for an elevator at any point. It's great.
Okay.
No
Well,
elevators. So it is a
that's it.
perk. It's an interesting perk that people don't think about, which is a pretty cool thing because yeah, there's no elevators whatsoever. So
I think that's a. You're trying to say that's a positive.
yeah, I know. I'm
Honestly,
sorry I said something good. Oh shit.
honestly, uh, I don't like that. So
Oh.
I'm gonna pretend like
Wait,
having
you
no
just said you hate
elevators.
elevate. You just said you don't like waiting for elevators.
Well, now I'm gonna say I do like waiting for
Oh,
elevators. So
okay.
that sounds really
Valid.
shitty.
Yeah,
And
it's
I don't know
horrible.
if I want to go to LV,
Yeah.
whatever it's even called now. I
Yeah.
can't even be bothered.
LCVPT.
Yeah, L more like is probably
LGBT.
just what it's called.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
no,
see what you did there.
but the uh the other thing too is like you're at a place with a bunch of furries
Yep.
and if you're online for even a little while, you'll probably see some of the fucking weird shit that some furries do at furry cons.
Yeah.
So you might be exposed to that at one point. Like don't eat pizza that's out in front of your door.
Yeah.
Things like that. Watch out for Bon Voyage, people like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of stuff that could happen, but at the same time, I guess you're just going out to a big social event
Yep.
and shit happens. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what to tell you there. Also, I guess it probably doesn't smell great. I don't know.
Yeah. That's valid.
I don't remember actually because I don't really have a sense of smell, so that's like a bonus for me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yippee.
Um,
I think it depends. Yeah, I mean, I think realistically, probably any place that you are, like Anime Con or whatever, with like a bajillion people, it's not going to smell great regardless. But that is a valid thing, I think.
yeah. So if you're like sensory overload, I guess be
Yeah,
careful. Uh, things cost money.
yeah, that's true.
Fucking hell, it costs so much money. You get hungry when you're there. That
Mhm.
sucks. And you gotta eat food.
Yeah, it's
And
like
then you gotta
in
buy
it's
food.
in Minecraft. You gotta your heart start going down and shit. I
Yeah,
think
that
I don't know.
sucks. Sometimes there's not even thing to buy. Like why go place when no thing buy?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Um, and also if you go to the wrong furry con too.
Yeah,
Like what the hell?
yeah. And
I wanted
you're at the
I
wrong
went to
hotel.
FWA and I was supposed to go to like a Mega Blocks or whatever that one's called.
Yeah, you fucked it up, dude.
What the fuck? Now I can't go in because I didn't
Yeah.
go to the right con.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, legitimately, the wait line at the beginning is like takes forever.
Yeah,
And that's
registration line is rough too. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to find things to hate.
Yeah,
But I feel
Kel
like
is good at hating game work. So this is his wheelhouse.
I just don't like a lot of people, like
Yeah.
big crowds. So I think that's the thing that I hated the most. But you're not gonna escape that. So it's kind of like a whatever situation.
But this is just about your opinions, and those are things you dislike. So
Yeah.
that's good. All right. Anything else you want to add, or should I go?
You can go. Go ahead.
All right. So I don't really dislike anything, as is my normal answer with these type of things. So I love huge crowds. I love just doing whatever. But I will say I don't like organizing things at like for example the eating things, like trying to schedule. I always have a group, or there's like people in my immediate group or my adjacent group, and like organizing people to get together to do something like have a meal is always a big headache. Um, almost always something goes wrong, um, and that's frustrating. Because like I don't know, I'm good at being independent. So like I just eat when I want, like I don't. But so like picture it like you're at a con. all right, me hungry. Okay, now I need to get 10 people on board and we need to figure out where to go. We need to get everyone together and then we need to go. Like, that's a lot of work. I'm just hungry. Like, let me just go eat. But so I think organizing things like that are tough. And that's why I'm kind of I tend to be like, I have groups, but I'm very much a floater at cons. Like, I'll jump around. I don't stay in the same place often. Like, think I've told this story before, but I remember at like my last BLFC, I was like, my whole day was planned. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go see these friends at this time, and then like I left like a lunch, and I immediately went to like another lunch with another friend, and then I went to like another social gathering with friends like for drinks, and like I just had like all this stuff lined up. So I'm definitely like I'm a floater type because I don't know, I don't want to count on trying to organize. Like, I like organizing things in general, but at cons it can be rather difficult. So for me, that's probably the biggest thing, is trying to plan. And when people want to, I'll be honest, my least favorite thing is when people want to plan things like ahead of time. Like, sometimes it'll be like, oh, let's plan for dinner on Sunday. And I'm like, brother, it is Friday. I have no idea where I'm going to be on Sunday at that time. Like, I do not know if I want to plan that right now. So I guess planning things is my my least favorite thing about furry cons. I like to go with the flow. And if it's like 5 o'clock and I want to go take a couple shots of Fireball and be a degenerate, I'll do it. And I don't want to have to think like, oh, I got to go to this dinner that I agreed to 8 months ago at this time. Like, I don't want to plan. I just want to vibe. I want to flow and see where the world takes me. That's my favorite thing about furry cons, is my life is very planned out in general. Like, I have a very strict schedule that I adhere to. So I like cons because I can just kind of go and be free. And you guys see it firsthand. I'm a very adamant schedule follower with my podcast, my streams. Like, I'm very schedule oriented. So I like at cons when I don't have to have a schedule. I can just be a little free gremlin. So I don't know. Did I answer that well, Kel, or did I say too many positive things? I probably said too many positive things. I'm not
I
very good at
mean,
being negative.
you were going pretty good there, but then you
Yeah.
kind of ended it on a
Then I got
positive. So
positive. Yeah, damn it. Oh well. But yeah, I don't know. I think I when there's a lot of people, and I guess it's probably a me problem, but I usually have a decently sized group. Like, I'm even thinking at like LVFC, like no one knows this story except our immediate group, but like, so there's like a restaurant in Las Vegas, and it's a chain. It's only in Vegas, but it is a chain. Like, there's multiple locations, and our group was split into two Ubers, and each of the Ubers went to a different location of that chain. So we all ended up at the like place, and we're like, "Hey, where are you?" And then it's like, "Oh, you're at the other one of these chain restaurants." And so then we just had to. We spent all this time getting the group together, and then the group ate separately because we fucked it up, the Ubering. So
mhm,
like, I don't know, it's frustrating, and that I was so angry.
mhm.
Like people were like, right, you calm down, and I'm just like, brother, I am fucking annoyed right now. But um yeah, I guess it's frustrating trying to plan things around other people. I don't know. I've always been someone who can like like, obviously I was in a relationship for a long time, but I've always been someone who's very good at just like doing things on my own and like planning around things just for myself. So like, I that's why I like to go just with the flow, because planning things with other people, if especially if it's more than like one or two other people, it gets very, very cumbersome very, very fast. Getting people to agree with, hey, we're gonna go here at what time? Like, oh, someone has an event, so we have to push it back an hour, and then someone doesn't like that type of food, so we have to go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess that applies to anything, not even just furry cons. Like, probably planning like meals with
Yeah,
your friends is the same annoyance. But yeah, that's where the planning being annoying comes in, I guess. So yeah, planning stuff. It sucks, but
I
it's
could
easier if you
totally.
just go with one, or like did you just go with Cole, or did you guys go with someone
I
else?
was with Cole, and then I was with another friend,
Oh, okay.
and then we kind of were with another group while we were there,
I got you.
ish. And I guess they did plan around things, whatever to eat and
Yeah.
stuff. But I didn't really see, that's where, like, because I'm not gonna plan shit
Yeah.
because I'm not a structured person whatsoever.
Right.
And then I also just don't really care. So I'm kind of like a go with the flow person
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
So it's just like, okay, like 5:30 p.m. we're gonna go to this restaurant and eat. And I'm like, cool. And then
Yeah.
someone's like, never mind, we're actually gonna go do this an hour later because this person has to do whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then like they're all like, but we gotta do this, but then if we don't, and then they're all like arguing with each other, and I'm like, Okay, well, whenever
Yeah.
you guys figure it out, I'll be here.
Yep, that's kind of my vibe, and that's like I don't know, just figure something out, lock it in. If it's, I mean, if it's locked in and I know it's not going to change, okay, whatever, I'll be there. But,
Yeah.
yeah, Oh,
I
here we
guess
go.
my thing. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just laughing because I saw the next question that Vorka asked. But anyway, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I guess I could be annoying to somebody because if they ask me like where I would want to go eat, I'm just gonna be like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
not
I
gonna
would be
like
the
tell them.
same. Yeah, I would be in the same boat because yeah, when I go to cons, I don't really want to plan. I plan out my life a lot, so it's the same thing. Going to a con, I want to just yeah. You tell me if like you tell me where we're going, and like let's yeah, I'll do it. Like all my meals were planned out at LVFC last year. Everything was very structured. It was like we're doing this and this and this and okay, all right, I'll be there. Cool, cool, But yeah, I'm with you. I don't do planning. Like if you say, Raichu, can you set up a dinner on Saturday for us? I'm gonna be like, nah, nah.
No thanks.
Planning is my normal life. When I go to furry cons, I just be a little degenerate gremlin, and that's my best life. So part two of Game Orca's question is, and conversely, what are some of your favorite things about furry conventions?
Oh
So hit
wow,
us, Kel.
I did not see this one coming.
I know.
I was not prepared
It's
to
the
be
face
positive.
turn.
Uh-oh. Wow. What do I like about FurCons actually? Uh I mean, getting to like, meet people, I guess.
Yep.
Like friends or whatever. I mean, I got to meet Kawa, that was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and I like that.
That's too bad. I mean, I feel like you could have met more because, like, Pocat was there, like, Tushabi, like, a lot of people from our community were at FWA.
Oh, were they?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Everyone in the world was at FWA last year. I think I'm one of the only people in the world who wasn't there.
Oh. I see, that's the thing though, because like unless I'm already like thinking about, because I had talked to Kawa prior,
Right.
so I knew to meet him.
Yep.
So then I met him and like it was like cool and everything.
Yep.
I'm not a super sociable person though, so like going out to meet people isn't going to be like on my like list of like, okay, I got to do this. Like,
Right.
I don't know it unless it's like a thing that has already been like talked about with that person. Like, let's say for example, like I knew Pocat was there,
Right.
but I hadn't talked to him beforehand. I wouldn't feel comfortable to go like meet him,
Right.
even though
gotcha.
like I know Pocat pretty like
Yeah, like,
okay.
and he'd be fine meeting you, and you'd be fine meeting him. But like, I get what you mean, though.
Yeah, so I would just be like, that's whatever. Kind of
Yeah.
doesn't really. It's not gonna like add or take away from the con, I guess.
Right.
But I'm trying to like think of like what I even did at FWA that I would be like, oh yeah, I guess it was kind of like this feels like a cop out answer, but it was kind of just like just the vibe and the experience as a whole
Yep.
that I just liked. Because I can't really think of a specific thing about it that I was like, oh yeah, this was so good.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like I just like being there. I liked hanging out with friends, and that was it. Like for the weekend.
Yeah, it's like I mean, it really is entering like a fantasy world. Like that's not at all like normal life. Like it's a cool experience. I mean, for me, my answer would just be yeah. Like my life is very structured, and normally, like my time and everything is like very scheduled, and so like for me, it's really nice that I go to a con and I just do whatever the hell I want. I have some drinks. If it's fucking noon and I want to have a drink, I just do it. If I want to go and like meet someone at this time, I'm gonna do it. Like I want to go have lunch with this person, I'm gonna do it. Like I want to go buy something at the dealer's den, I'm gonna do it. Like it's very freeing. I guess that's the positive side, right? You were saying like there's so much to do, and so like there's nothing to do. But like I guess for me, that's kind of the positive. Like because in my life, I do so much all the time, so I like the fact that I can do nothing if I want. Like I can do whatever or nothing if I want. Like I don't have to like do this at this time or do this at that time. Like if I want to do nothing, if I want to go in my room and take shots because I feel like it, I'll go do that right now. You know what I mean? Like you can do whatever you want to, whatever you don't have the, and that's a me specific answer, I guess, is that being free from having to do things at certain times and stuff, and just being able to be like, yo, I'm just gonna do whatever I please. Like I never know what my cons will hold because I don't tend to make solid plans, and kind of like you said, if I haven't planned beforehand to meet you, unfortunately it is tough because people have like expressed like I don't want to say like being upset, but like they're kind of disappointed that they didn't get to meet me at the con or whatever. Like, oh, I wanted to meet you and we didn't get to. But like, yeah, it can be very, very tough in the moment. Planning beforehand is the best way, because usually if I plan beforehand, I can, but also I don't like planning. It's like a double-edged sword, right? Like, it's important to plan beforehand for me to get to meet them, but I also don't like planning like beforehand. So I don't know. It's weird. It's
Yeah.
like a conundrum.
I think it's more. I think it's less of like planning. Like, hey, we're gonna meet this day at this
Right.
time. It's more like,
We're gonna
oh,
meet
it'd
at
be
some
cool.
point.
Yeah, it's like it'd be cool to see you. Like, and then just kind of like intermittently talking while you're there, and be like, hey, I'm gonna be over here
Yep.
at this time or
And,
whatever. And
and
they're
you
like,
nailed
oh,
it.
cool. Yeah.
100%. That's what it is. And the people that I do see at cons are the people like that I already have some kind of established relationship with. And I'm thinking of the people that I spent time with but weren't in my core group last LVSC, and like that's the exact because I remember like just shooting the shit with them like 11 p.m. on Friday night, like, hey, what are you up to right now? Oh, I'm here. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if I really feel like going all the way over there, but like, all right, no worries. Like, we'll talk to you a little bit later or whatever. And then like the next morning, oh, what's up? And then like, so like that's a funny story, like how I saw one of my friends, like we the last time, so like the last con I went to before LVSC this year was BLSC in 2019, before the pandemic. And I met this guy there, and we were like became friends, and it was like, so then like for the next 5 years, like we only talked online, right? Because I didn't go to any cons. And so then like LVSC, right, we're like, okay, we're gonna like, we have to see each other, because like we wanted to see each other again. Like, we haven't seen each other in a long time. So like, we're like, okay, we're definitely gonna see each other. So we were like trying to make plans for like a couple of days, like because Tushabi and I got there on Thursday, and like we were making, like I was trying to make plans with this friend for like a couple of days of like, okay, we're gonna see each other, right? We're gonna see each other, and like it wasn't working out. And so you want to know how we actually ran into each other? Was literally me and Toshabi were sitting in the lobby, and he just happened to walk by. And it was like, holy shit, you're here. And it was just like, it was just so funny because we worked so hard to try to plan it and it wasn't working out. And then it was just like, oh, you just happened to be walking through the lobby at the exact moment that we stopped to take a break. And like, they were just going to pass through the lobby for like 1 second, and Toshabi and I were just going to be like sitting in the lobby for like a couple minutes. So like the odds were not like high of bumping into them, but it was just like, okay, well, that worked out well. So yeah, I don't know. It's just funny that cons work out in funny ways sometimes, and like it's hard to see everyone that you want to, for sure.
Oh yeah, I see that all the time too. People being like, "Oh, it's fun, but I didn't get to see everybody I wanted," and it
Yeah.
just seems like that's just kind of what happens.
It is, and that's kind of why like I try not to take offense to like dang, I would have liked to see you, like, but I understand how hectic, because I've been on both ends, like, man, I really wanted to see them, and I've had people say like, man, I really wanted to see you. And so I know like from both perspectives, like it just happens. Like, I'm not actively avoiding anyone, but some of my best, honestly, like encounters with people are just like when they're unplanned, and it's like, oh, hey, you're here, cool. So I don't know. I think things just kind of work out how they're supposed to, and that's what it be. So I don't know. Are you happy with that answer, Kel? Should we move to the next one?
I would say yes.
All right. Question number 10, the finale from Blame Orca. And I apologize. This one's not really for you. I mean, you can answer it, but you really can't answer it. But the question is, what came first for you, the Raichu-Sona or the Raiju-Sona? So the Raichu-Sona came first in 2015. I've talked about this a little bit, but I just really clicked with Raichu as the Pokemon, and I said, yo, I'm going to make the Sona. In 2021, early 2021, I was on a call with my dear friends Lee Otter, Nick Opossum, and Sushi Fur. And I jokingly said to my artist friend, Nick Opossum, I want to be a dragon. And they so graciously made a funny little sketch of me as a dragon. And I said, whoa, that looks really, really freaking cool. Like, I really like that. And so then I actually gave them money to commission a ref sheet and to commission stickers. And then Raichu existed, and then I commissioned a model in 2022, which you're looking at now. And now you're here. So yeah, the Raichu as a Sona is only less than 4 years old. It's closing in on 4 years, though. And the Raichu Sona is going on a decade next year. So, wow. But Kel already knew that answer because Kel remembers before Raichu existed. Kel was here before Raichu was a thing.
Yeah, back when
back in the day.
Back when we were still rodent
Yeah, we
solidarity.
were rodent solidarity. Well, at first I was just I don't know what the right word is, but like when you're just like a voice, I was just like a voice on the screen without any funny PNG tuber or VTuber or anything. I was
You
just
were
like,
Dwayne.
yeah, just, yeah, it's Dwayne, yeah, just Dwayneing it up on the screen and a freaking voice talking. Isn't that weird how you think about it? Like I remember the time, like I streamed for like a while before that. Um, Obviously, and like we never had VTubers or anything, so it was just like I remember when like VTubing started taking off, and I was like, "Whoa, you have like a 3D model? Like that's kind of weird. Like that's cool, I guess, but like that's weird." And now it's like I can't imagine streaming without a 3D model. It's interesting.
And I'm just like, oh my god, when does it end?
Never. Oh, you're
Where are the people at?
you're in luck though. GameWork posted a follow up question 11, which is directed to you. And to
Okay.
Kelmori, if that's this week, yes, it is. Do you have any other personas?
I guess. So I'm kind of the person that I only have one Sona,
Yep.
like, and I'll have other characters, I guess. But my first persona actually was a frog.
Oh, I think I've
So
heard that story. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was at first, was a frog. And I had that for a while until, well, I say a while, but it was like a few months actually, because I
Yeah.
had just gotten into the fandom and it was a frog and blah blah blah. And then somebody did, it was almost kind of like how you did the dragon thing. Somebody did art of me as a mouse, and then I was like, that slaps. I like that.
Hmm.
So then we kind of like messed with the concept a little bit more, and I wanted to keep the green fur,
Yep.
or just the green color anyways. So then we did that, and I was like, yeah, that's it. That's the one. I want to be a mouse actually,
I mean,
because if
that sounds exactly like my story of how I became a dragon. So, like, yeah, it just kind of happened.
yeah, and I was like, I like this better. It feels more, because like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm a frog lover, but I don't feel like a frog.
Yeah. No, that's valid.
So yeah, but he still exists. Like I still get art of him sometimes, but he's more like a character now, not like a Sona.
Right.
Whereas the mouse is just kind of an extension of me.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have. I've got the frog, and there was a time, and this is kind of like exclusive information, I guess. First time ever.
Well.
I did have somebody draw a concept, and this was even before I was in the fandom. Someone drew like a concept of what I would be, and it was a dragon. So
Wow.
somewhere in the searches of whatever, there's a dragon with the name Kel on it.
Whoa.
But I was like, yeah, no, this ain't me. So I didn't ever use it. And even before that, I did have like a Trico Sona
Oh, cool.
that had like the red hat and everything.
Oh.
So yeah.
So the theme is green.
Oh, the theme has always been green.
Yeah, baby. No, I mean I get that, right? Because I have other characters, but I wouldn't really say they're Sona. They're my Sonas per se. Like Raiju came to exist for me because he's like the dragon version of Raichu. And I mean I associate with both characters as my Sona, but like all my other characters, I really would say, yeah, they're more characters than Sonas. So I definitely feel that vibe that you're talking about.
Yeah, and then I had a lot of other like when I was like a kid, I would draw characters, little like Kirby-esque
Yeah.
things, and then I would make them do Dragon Ball Z fights constantly.
Oh hell yeah.
So that was like my thing when I was like younger. But
That's pretty epic though.
yeah.
I love what things your child head would cook up.
My child brain was on some shit, let me tell you what.
Oh, he was cooking. You know what I used to do, which is just like a random. I don't know. It just made me think of that. Is what I used to do is like have Yu-Gi-Oh games against myself, but pretend it was like two different characters like playing against each other, which is a horrible idea, right? Because like you can see each other's cards, like that makes no sense. But as a kid, it was like, oh, this is so smart and cool.
Yeah, and you got like a crowd around you.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is intense, dude.
Yeah. That's what I used to do with Beanie Babies. I'd have
Oh
them fight
hell,
each other.
oh
Oh,
hell yeah. Oh, I did.
everything.
Did you have like wrestling figures when you were young or?
Uh, I had, okay, I had this I had this like body pillow-ish type thing that
Mhm.
was Hulk Hogan,
Oh, hell yeah.
and then I had Rey Mysterio figure, and I think Macho Man.
Oh, damn. I had hella figures, and you know what's stupid is, like, I had, like, 30 or 40 figures, and I remember, like, years after I was, like, out, like, like, when you get older and you're like, "I don't want these, I'm a cool teenager." Like, I sold them off for, like, really cheap, and now I'm like, "Damn, like, those were worth a lot of money." I remember the guy who bought them was definitely probably like, "Ha ha, I'm about to make bank off you, little kid, idiot."
No.
So I definitely had
Yeah.
like like my friends and I played wrestling figures a lot. I had like I could say like everyone from the Attitude Era, like Rock and Stone Cold and like Jericho and like that's obviously just like the tip of the iceberg. But like I had a lot of figures. But yeah, those were fun days. Like wrestling matches against yourself, I guess, pretty epic.
Oh, I had an older brother, and that's kind of like where that's what I would do. Obviously wrestling things.
Yeah.
The Attitude Era was like in full swing when I was a kid.
Yep.
So that
Those
was
were good
fun.
times. Yeah, they were good times. I mean, like I feel like a lot of people were into wrestling. Like it feel. I mean, I don't know. At least at my school and stuff, like it felt like a very high percentage of people like at the time. Like and these days, I mean, I don't know. I'm not in school, but like I have to imagine the percentage of children that watch wrestling these days is a very drastically lower percentage. But I don't know.
I don't know. I think it might be on an increase
Oh, maybe. I
because
know.
like
I
I
know it's
feel
been
like
picking up.
wrestling is getting back to being like
The global
kind of
powerhouse.
yeah, because definitely after the Attitude Era died, it was
Hmm.
in like a
Dark times.
yeah, like it just wasn't really whatever. Like you knew who John Cena was,
Yeah.
sure, but other than that, it wasn't really like nobody knew who anyone was.
Right.
And then if you ever talk to anybody about wrestling, they'd always bring up the Attitude Era,
Yeah. True.
always.
Yep.
So, um, but nowadays, I think like people actually know who like Roman Reigns
True.
is.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, they know who Cody Rhodes is. Like, it's kind of I think it's back. I don't think it's as big as it was Attitude Era, but I think it's getting there.
Yeah. And I mean, Netflix in like a month and a half, it'll be they'll be on Netflix, so I think
Oh yeah,
it'll be popping off maybe a bit. I don't know. We'll see.
maybe it's gonna
We'll
just be
see.
just like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw, but Triple H made a comment and he's like, "Oh, I hope like when we go on Netflix it buffers because it means a lot of people are watching." And I'm like, I get what you're saying, but also I still hope that it doesn't buffer.
Yeah, yeah, that's an odd thing to say,
Yeah.
Triple H.
He's like, I hope the shit breaks because it means so many people are watching it. I'm like, well, what if a lot of people watch but it doesn't break? Like, imagine that would be really
Yeah,
cool. I'm just
they are
saying.
doing it live still, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be live. Every Raw is gonna be on Netflix.
God
So you
damn,
gotta buy. I gotta spend whatever cost Netflix is a month these days and watch it.
that's
Yeehaw.
probably like $40 a month now.
Yeah, probably. Isn't it weird? Like random tangent, but like streaming services, like you would think like okay, there's so many more, right? Like at one point it was just like only Netflix, maybe Hulu, and now there's like a trillion streaming services, and somehow with all the competition, the places only up to their pricing instead of like oh we need to lower our pricing because there's competition. It's like nah. What if we all just up the pricing? Like
Yeah,
feels
it feels
fucked
like
up.
that's what everyone's doing.
Yeah, they're
It's
just
like,
like, what if we all just up the pricing? Like, isn't this the opposite of what's supposed to happen when there's like competition? It's like, I don't know. It's fucked, man. I hate
it
it.
is fucked.
I hate it. But all right. Well, we've got one more question. We're on question number 12, and it's for you, Kel. It's from the Cutie Diamond, also known as Diamond for Luck. It says, this is a great question. You're gonna have a lot of stuff to answer about this. It says, Kelmori, why are you so small and adorable and handsome? And in parentheses, and Raichu too. So I'm the afterthought, but you're the star, Kel. Go ahead.
Wow. So you are also
I guess I get to answer, but only like afterthought, like and I guess Raichu too, because I have to ask him, like you got to ask the other person because he's there. Like, all right,
well. I mean, it's more like by proxy, you are also small, adorable, and handsome, I guess
yeah, he
is
is,
kind of
yeah.
like what he's saying.
I mean, I guess,
Uh,
yeah.
so do I? Well, okay. Let's just one. It's because I'm a mouse.
Valid.
Two. It's because I'm a mouse.
Valid.
And 3, that's Cole.
True. All right. Good
And
answers.
also because I'm a mouse.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's, Diamond, let me just tell you, like, all those things, they come naturally. You can't like create, like, well, how are you such a good artist? The answer would be like, oh, I practice a lot, or, I work on it. Like, how are you so small and adorable and handsome? Just comes naturally, baby. So I think that's the answer. Would you agree, Kel?
Yeah, that's the power of Pine Sol, baby.
That's right. I thought you said it's the power of positivity. I was like, whoa, Big E, you here? Where Big E's on my podcast? Do you think I could ever get? You think Big E would come on my podcast? I mean, maybe.
I think he would.
He doesn't have much else. I mean, no, I don't want to say that because he does like the stuff for the pay-per-views and stuff. But like, he might have time. He might. I wish, honestly, it'd be so funny. Like, I know that, like, the reason why, like, famous people can't do that, but, like, if I was famous, I would love to go on, like, the little tiny podcast with, like, 30 viewers and just be like, I don't know, it'd be so funny to me, but
I feel like some of them actually do.
I mean, I think so.
I saw, and I don't know why, because YouTube's, like, algorithm for recommending things is, like, fucked or something, but, like, I got, like, recommended, like, what is his name? Drew Gulak was on like somebody's like podcast that had like 10 views.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ask Drew then.
Yeah, he might just say yeah. That's apparently a thing he does.
I'm gonna tell him it's a wrestling podcast. We're gonna have you, me, and him on here talking.
Yeah.
He'll that's pretty funny though. Maybe I just need to shoot my shot then with someone. I just need to go and ask the famous person to join.
Shooting your shot,
That's right.
You just got to do it.
I have had some like thoughts in mind of like, I know a lot of people, like, and I don't want to name any names right now, but like, I know some pretty dang, like, I don't want to say famous, but I mean, that's what they are, like, actual famous, like, furry fandom people that I was thinking about, like, oh, like, they're my friend. Like, I could probably just ask them to be on the podcast and they'd probably have good insights to things like being on there. So I don't know, maybe we'll have some cool unique guests outside of the community at some point. Or maybe we'll have Drew Gulak, or maybe we'll have Big E. I don't know, you never know. I mean,
yeah, I could get Mark Calloway on.
Yeah. So Mark, what do you think of what would you say your favorite game that I've streamed is? What the hell is streaming, brother? I don't know, I guess he knows what streaming is, but he's very boomerish, unfortunately. He has a lot of boomer takes, but great wrestler.
Yeah. He's subscribed to you since 2020.
Yeah. He was actually here before Kelmori.
Yeah. He's the one that got me into the stream.
Oh man. Well, Kel, that's it. That's all we have for questions. I mean, and I think I covered mostly else. We're about 2.5 hours in. I don't know if you're looking at the time on Discord, but on my OBS, we have about 2.5 hours. So we've got a pretty good chunk here, and I think I'm pretty happy with where we're at. Unless I don't know, is there anything you wanted to ask, or any other topics that you had in mind that you wanted to bring up? I guess the floor is yours at this point, because I got the floor already, and so now it's your floor. The floor belongs to you.
I'm gonna say I think I'm happy with it. You
Yep.
know, it's went way longer than I was expecting.
I know we had some good conversations, and
I was like, this is gonna be done in 25 minutes tops.
No, I mean, I'm good at yapping, and you're good at. I mean, you're good at yapping. People don't know. Well, I mean, I think they know somewhat, but
I don't know.
When you're comfortable, you're a yapper.
All you got to do is look at my profile on Discord, and that's my kind of thing.
I by the way, I'm unbelievably happy that is in your profile, because I love that shit.
Well, I think it's actually genuinely the perfect way to describe
it. It is,
so
yeah.
I was like,
I can't believe so you never saw that clip until I sent it to you like a week ago, right?
No, because I don't know
so
what
funny.
I was doing. I wasn't there for the Hilux stream.
I know I love that clip, because it is so true. That game really is just like that creator was literally, and I hope you make a game someday, and maybe it'll just be like that with like random ass words. But that game is literally just like, what kind of funny words can we put together on this sign And it really did make me think of you because that is you in a nutshell. It is the quintessential you game. You should play that someday, by the way, if you get a chance. It's pretty short, but I don't know. Be
Yeah,
cool. You might like it.
I will put it on my list.
Put it on his list, guys. Also, just so you guys know, the Steam sale is the autumn sale is starting on Tuesday, the 26th, I think. So buy your video games on sale if you need to buy any video games.
Yeah, by the time this podcast comes out, it'll already be 4 weeks past.
Whoa! Yeah, true. You'll have missed the sale.
So, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy here's to a great 2027.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
God, I can't believe Kim Jong-un did that.
Oh, God. I was going to make like a Donald Trump died joke, but I couldn't think of anything funny to say, and that's kind of dark, but kind of funny. But
I mean,
anyway.
it is funny.
I mean, to be honest, it's not really far-fetched, but anyway.
Yeah.
Who is Gravity Sinning? I was just looking at your icon right now. Icon by Gravity Sinning. Oh, they're a sinner. That's why, because it's horn. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
It is.
Also, should I stream ukulele someday? Because I see you got the guy from that game in your thingy. I need to play that game, huh? Should I stream that? I don't know.
The guy? What do you mean? Like in my
in your little thing, yeah.
That's Fizz, brother.
Oh. That's a Fizz skin?
Yeah, that's Frog Fizz.
Oh, I've never seen that shit. That exists? Do people use that?
Yeah. Me?
Nah, dude.
Exclusively, I think.
I'm not memeing. I play League a lot, and I don't know if I've ever seen anyone use that skin. How old is that skin? When did that come out?
Oh,
okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I don't see a lot of Fizzes at all in League, and I don't know if that's just me, but like you do because you play them. But like, I can't say it's very common for me to like go up against a Fizz, but I don't know.
Well, this is my hard lock Fizz skin. This is all I'll ever use.
Oh, a great skin. He has a lot of great skins, to be honest, but
yeah, he did. But
I understand that. Yeah, there's a frog, so you're locked in for life. But
locked in for life.
It's kind of. I mean, for me, like I used to play a lot of Tristana, and she got the little dragon trainer one where she gets the cute little dragon with her, and like I can't play another skin than that. It's freaking dragon skin. So I get it.
Well, to go back to your, whack ass ukulele question, I think it would be funny if you did, because isn't it from like
it's from Rare. The guy Platonic is the company. Yeah, it's gonna be like Banjo-Kazooie.
It's gonna be like Banjo-Kazooie.
Dude.
Yeah.
Brother. No, I don't want to think about that.
Updated Banjo-Kazooie.
Lord Billinor will be he gets triggered just by the mention of Banjo-Kazooie. And you know what's funny is like before we had that stream, I would like tease him and be like, dude, why do you say that about Banjo-Kazooie? And then like we had the stream, and now I'm like, I get it, dude. Like, I understand you, finally. Don't you love that feeling when you like finally get someone, you're like, brother, I understand your perspective now.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that to happen.
Someday. Well, Kelmori, thank you again for coming on. And you're like, I mean, I think you're like the only person, because my other guests like asked me. You're the first person I think I really went to like out of my way to ask. I don't think you even mentioned it to me. I just thought like Kelmori's kind of like a legend in our community, and I thought people would like to hear from you. So
they asked you to be on this podcast?
Yeah, well, they're like, or not necessarily asked, but like, hey, like if you want to have me on, like I'd be open to it, or like, you know what I mean, like putting the ball, like hey, just so you know, I'm interested, which is mind you, it's a good thing to do because, like there's. Otherwise, how do I know if you're? It's the same thing as like if you want to ask someone to hang out, like you ask them, because if you don't ask them, how are they going to know that you want to? So.
Well, here was my thought process about it. I honestly, when you started it, I was like, Raichu and I are chill with each other.
Yeah.
So if he ever wanted to just like talk, with me on the podcast, I'll be fine with it. But I'm not gonna like. I'm not gonna make it obvious.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just gonna chill. Like that was my thing. I was like, if he asks me, he asks me. If he doesn't, it's whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, Kel. I mean, not only do we have those vibes, but like also I feel like and I like to. It's fun to be able to like most of my podcast episodes when I'm by myself, I don't even talk about the stream. So I like the added touch when it's someone that's been around. Like you said some cool things like that I didn't think about the stream, like that I. Hadn't really considered. So like, I don't know, it's fun to have someone whose finger's been on the pulse for like years as well. Like I don't want to say, but like for example, is this an insult? I don't know. I don't think this is mean, but like someone like Leo and I talked about like him being on at some point too, but like he's not as active. Like he's been around forever, but he's not as like finger on the pulse of the stream. Like I bet if I'm like, hey, Game Orca, he'd be like, who's that? So like your finger is on the pulse, and same with Chili Max. Both of you had like very finger on the pulse in terms of the stream. So I think that's also like a bonus. Like we can communicate really well, but also the bonus of like, yeah, you have your finger on the pulse of the stream, so you can really talk about like current events and then also, you know, past stuff. So I appreciate you you sharing your insights to everything. It was really cool to hear.
Well, I enjoyed being here. I
Yeah.
appreciate the offer.
Yeah. And I look forward to playing League of Legends with you soon
Oh hell yeah.
with Zaya Top. No, dude,
Oh,
I'll be honest. Your Fiora top is that out of that night, your Fiora top is like the one thing that lives rent free in my head. Because I just remember I was quite inebriated, and then I just see this fucking French girl coming out of the jungle, like view, 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 and then you were like killing people, and I was like, oh, this
yes,
guy's crazy.
I long forever see upon that.
That's all I got out of that. By that point, I was pretty drunk, and I just remember like someone was running away from me, and then I see this French girl come down, and you're like slice, 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 and I'm like, I was just amazed at like, whoa, that's crazy. So
I need to find it. Actually, I think I posted it once. I have this stupid picture of Fiora that I drew that just has all her dumbass like
that
one-liners
kind of rings a bell. I might have seen you post that before.
Yeah, because she is like the out of pocket like top laner that I played a ton.
I fucking
Like,
love
you
it.
wouldn't expect me to play.
No, I
Fiora.
wouldn't, dude.
Yeah, but she was the one. She was like, if I was like, I can't play Gnar here, I can't play some other fuck ass champion. I'm just gonna play Fiora.
I love
So
that.
like that was my thing.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a sight to behold. So thank you for beholding that. But we on Chantel. I don't know what any of those things mean, but you know.
Yeah, parlez-vous français?
Whoa. No, that's too complex for me, brother. I don't know if I've ever played Fiora, so like I've heard the ones when like she does her like little taunt and stuff and like some of her lines, but like maybe I need to play her just to hear like what kind of crazy French shit she says. I think
she was wilder before her rework.
Oh, okay, valid.
Yeah.
She straight up like saying like racist shit in French and stuff.
Oh, yeah, just absolutely racist shit.
Dang.
Oh my god.
No wonder you played her. Guys, it's just a joke. Don't cancel Kelmori. Well, you can if you want. Please ban him. It's funny. I have to explain to people like Kel wants to be banned. That's why he's saying ban me. I remember you said that in someone else's stream. You're like, please ban me, and they're like, huh? And I was like, don't worry, Kel just wants to be banned. That's his thing. But
I was hoping that they just wouldn't question it. Okay.
All right. No, and you know, we're gonna sign off now. But like, my final thought is like, I love that you're like when I collab with people now. Like, I think you were on Game Orca's spooky stream, but I remember and like Nifo, like every stream I collab on, I like asked the streamer like I explain the background of Kelmori. Like Kelmori is a really funny guy. He's like our class clown. Like, who is your Kelmori? And I just like use you as like an adjective, like a way to describe someone. Like, who's your Kelmori? And I don't know. I think that's cool. Like, that's pretty dang cool. Like, you were literally like, that's a trope. Like, that's a personality. Like, who's your Kelmori? Do you guys have a Kelmori? And I think most people don't have a Kelmori. So sucks for them. But I hope someday you can get a Kelmori in your community, but not my Kelmori because he belongs to us, and I'm very, very possessive. So you can't have him. He's my moderator, and he's my class clown. So get your own. Good luck.
Yeah. You can't see it, but I'm throwing up gang signs. Right
yeah. Oh, I'm positive he's throwing up so many gang signs. All right, Cal. Well, thank you again. And I appreciate your support, and I know everyone appreciates your always being supportive of everyone, because you are a guy, and you know, I was going to say bye, but now I'm thinking about like you are a guy who supports other streams. I see you go in others like Chili Mexes and stuff like that. So I know I speak for everyone when I say thank you for supporting all of us, not just me. and for being a vital part of our community, because you really do have like you are your fingers on the pulse of the stream. You host all these events, like you're in every single event ever, like you're in other streams. So I would just like to, and I know like you're hard on yourself, so I'm going to take a minute to say I appreciate it, and I know others see and appreciate it too. So thank you, and I won't make you answer that because you know, I don't want to I don't want to put you on the spot, but yeah, thank you.
Well, I appreciate everyone for putting up with me.
We
As
more
nice
than
as I
put
can
up with
be.
you. We appreciate and enjoy your company, and I look forward to playing League with you and saying some unhinged shit as always.
Oh hell yeah, that's where the cancelable stuff comes from.
It's okay. It's not on stream. You're good. No one has to know except whoever's in the call. But
Yeah.
it's then it, you know, then it's like a he said, she said, and no one can prove it unless they're recording. Then sorry, Kel. I disown everything you've ever said, and I do not support this man's actions. And please get rid of him.
All right. Well, this was a great podcast.
All
You're gonna
right.
look at this fondly in the future.
Yeah, that was great back when Kelmori was part of our community. Ah, what a great time it was.
Can't
No.
believe you said that though.
Well, thank you again, Kel. I'm gonna call it there, and I will let you go have some dinner because it's like 7:30. I'm gonna go have dinner too, and there's a spoiler alert for you guys. That's what time it is in Eastern Standard Time. It's 7:24 p.m. Whoa,
It is.
crazy
That's
as
crazy.
shit. All right. Well, thank you again, Kel. I really appreciate it. And any final words for our adoring audience?
Good morning to you all.